My back.
Doctor says I need a
My
backiotomy.
Doctor says I need a backiotomy.
All right.
I pulled my flubs.
That beautiful bat signal out and get this thing on the road.
DJ, have you watched Cobra Kai?
Actually, I literally just got done with the first season last night.
I just finished second season.
I thought it was a movie.
Yeah.
It's
so
We
good.
talked a little bit about it at David's. But
I think the second season I feel like is way better.
first season's kind of like just terrible writing. Like, you know.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Second season is good.
Where they
Keep
just
going.
like, oh, the Cobra gets a check to open his own dojo. Like,
Chris
just
H.
like
Hey, Chris H.
I'm writing you out of my life and paying you off. Like, I'm gonna have all
There's
these
a few people I
flashbacks.
wish I could write out of my life.
Like, both of them at the same time are just gonna have these random flashbacks. It, and how that fucking affects their lives.
Hey everyone. How are y'all?
Hello.
He's gonna. I've got the clap thing.
Just clapping.
That's why I sounded weird out of context.
Oh wow, Chris.
What's up,
H.
Paul?
Tokyo Megaplex, Todd, Jacob,
I listened to the
Paul.
episode with Valentina V the other day. It was really good. I finished it on the plane.
All the people. Right. All right. Get set
Hello.
up. Got the peeps in the chats
Hey.
and things.
Hey, look who it is.
Right.
It's EJ.
Hey, look who
EJ is
look
here.
who I am.
Hello.
It's that guy. That guy with the
That
hat.
guy.
It's a me.
It's a me,
It's
a
me,
EJ.
EJ. Did you see the? Did you see that they're releasing the Super Mario 3D All Stars?
I saw. It's at Walmart.
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Super
for
Mario
Switch.
3D
Got it at
All-Stars?
Chunky's for
So it's
$2.
basically all. It's like the original Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Galaxy.
I want to play
like
it.
redone or
No, it's
Oh.
the same game.
just the same game?
Yeah, which is stupid because when they did the original All Stars, you know, where it was for the
Yeah, it
Super
was
Nintendo,
better. It was up.
Yeah, it was better graphics and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like why wouldn't you update it?
Are they gonna
Well,
release
I'm
it
sure
for
it's a lot
Xbox?
easier to update the 8-bit crap than this.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
If you like.
Is that just like what Switch? That's what Nintendo's just gonna do right now. Just hey, we're re-releasing the thing.
The thing is, so when they did the re-release of
Is it HD?
Of,
It's HD. It is HD.
Oh,
Well,
huh.
yeah,
I
it's
mean
HD,
that's the
but it's
bare
like-
minimum.
it's you know it's still the same graphics. It's not like smooth Mario.
Yeah.
It's pixelated or it's polygon Mario. What are you doing, Jay?
I don't know.
I
Stretching.
don't know.
Gosh, I need to cut my hair today. Ugh.
Yeah, you look like a hobo.
Mm. Mhm.
Dude, Chelsea gave me this sweet like pomade. Oh, it holds so well. It's nice. Because I left mine at home.
Oh man.
You don't want them to change the polygonal Mario? That's dumb.
Polygonal.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. When they did the
Polynomial?
update, like the Link's Awakening, remake, that was awesome. It was so good.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
want them
Should
to
we-
do that for Link to the Past as
Should
well.
we save this for the show?
Sure, whatever.
I mean,
Go Bills,
no,
Dan.
I'm really
Go
asking.
Bills.
Should we save it for the? Should we do some game talk?
Whatever.
I mean, it would be fun.
And the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the new one, oh, so good. It's so good.
Like I want them to re-release Star Fox. That
Oh,
was
that'd be
like
cool,
all
yeah.
the polygony things, you know.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah, they need to
I was never a big fan of Star Fox.
just with more.
I
I
fog.
enjoyed the training. That was about it. Because I
like
could never
the
die.
Super Nintendo, and then there's Star Fox 64, and everything else is hot garbage.
What happens if you take Star Fox and like change it to like, change the Fong to like, I don't know, 45-ish, somewhere in there. What happens? Does it get all smoothie looking?
Smoothie, yeah.
All right. I think we're good to go.
Like the final boss is just a giant face.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start rolling. Everybody start rolling, and we'll do our clap sync.
All right.
I think some game talk will be fun. I'm going to put that in my notes.
I mean, that's all we did this weekend. Was just play video games.
Talk about Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah.
Games.
There's just way too much of like.
Yeah,
there's
we've
too
got
much
I've got short
flashbacks
parts.
being story devices, and it's like really. All
Oh,
these
on Cobra Kai?
flashbacks? Yeah.
I like it. You get to season 2. Season 2 is good. You know? Season 2 is really good.
I mean,
Dude,
it was
the end of season 2, they leave you on a cliffhanger, and you're just like, oh, I need more now.
two.
Everybody dies.
They need to collect the Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yep, through karate. Wax
Through
on, wax
karate,
off.
yeah. You got to get all
See, here's the thing about Cobra Kai. Like, it's like, I don't know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy. I mean, season 2, you definitely know who the bad guy is. Like, the main bad guy. But it's like, they both have, some redeeming qualities and some, like, crappy qualities and stuff. and you're
Daniel's
just like,
son, he's fine. He didn't do
No.
anything real bad.
yeah, but, like, I mean, maybe it's season 2. I don't know. He just,
Well,
like,
season 1, there was misunderstandings and
yeah.
you know.
It is. It's all gray. Everything's gray.
Let's max
sky
on,
is
max
gray.
off.
Sand is gray.
And,
And the ocean is gray.
Let's put this in the show.
At home.
Is everybody rolling? Is
I
everybody
just
rolling?
quoted Annie DeFranco, and no one knew it. All right, that's fine.
Let's do
Alright,
let's do
do
the clap.
Everybody's rolling, right? All right.
Yep.
1, 2.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
Wait. Okay, now I'm
15
doing
minutes late.
it. Now I'm doing it.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
There's two things you
Alright.
can count on. One, when it's an Ariev episode, it's going to be 3 hours long. When it's an EJ episode, we're going to be running late.
It's gonna be 3 hours
It's
late.
not EJ's fault this time, though.
I know.
It's my audio. EJ was on time.
Yeah, he was. Good job, EJ. We're proud of you.
Got the lawn mowed early.
It was looking like a mess too.
Yeah.
See,
You have to
from now
maintain,
on,
or your neighbors will throw shade at you.
whenever
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with you from now on, you got to go for a jog. I'm gonna have to go with you. See,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we gotta get Matt coming too. We'll drag him.
I don't run.
Nobody
I'll ride a
likes
bike
running.
behind y'all.
That's
Speed
fine.
walk.
Matt's like, I don't
No,
like running. I'm like, I don't like running.
I mean, I've been running for 20
Maybe.
yeah, 20 years now.
You're like, I don't
So
run
I
that
was
much.
I was 310 pounds in
Were you
high school.
really?
Yes.
No.
You were 310 pounds? No,
No.
way.
And then over 6 months I got down to 170.
Wow.
Just jogging every single day and
Wow.
biking miles upon miles. Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
Dude, running
So
will do
like
it, man.
jogging is my de-stressor.
Or jogging.
Yeah.
I think it's
Like
a
if
soft
I
J.
if I don't jog after a stressful day and then like Melanie comes home and I just am just bitchy, she's like, just go jog.
It is a
Hell out of here.
de-stressor.
So it's like cigarettes
Mhm.
where people get stressed out, they smoke a cigarette, they feel better,
Yeah. It's
This
the
is just
best.
a healthier.
Yeah.
Getting stressed out and smoking a cigarette. Oh, it's the best. It's the best feeling in the world.
I'm 50 pounds down now, by the way. 50
That's
pounds.
awesome, yeah.
Congrats.
Congratulations, man.
Starting on the marathon training today. So
Where are you gonna? We should all, like, I don't know if Ariev wants to get on this or who wants to do. We should get like a group of Mograph people together
Mhm.
and plan on a marathon.
Can we start the show?
That's
We should
somewhere
start the
fun.
show. and
I
talk
know we
about
should
this.
put all this in the
Yeah,
show.
okay, let's do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just go ahead
okay.
and put this
Doing-
in the show.
I
Just
guess
edit
we're
it
not
in.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
No,
here
we
go.
should do. We should do like a Biggest Loser type thing, you know?
Yeah.
And we all throw like,
And
$10 in, and then the
What
winner
if
like
people are already skinny,
so then they just gain some weight.
Okay.
Just gain. I don't know.
all right. I'm gonna start the show so we can put this in the show. All right.
Biggest
All right,
loser,
here we go.
biggest
All right.
gainer.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What's up and welcome to another Mograph Mocast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt, and joining us today is our near and dear and amazing friend, Mr. EJ Hatsenpants.
Handsome Pants.
Such a good friend. You don't even know my freaking name.
And
Someone
Mograph is a
near and
supplement.
dear to us. Let me look up his name again.
And Mograph is a supplement to our site, mograph.com, which is a motion graphics tutorial site with tutorials, plugins, podcasts, and other Mograph stuff. And on the show, we talk about everything ranging from motion graphics to Cinema4D, After Effects, plugins, render engines, doing business, doing taxes, being a contractor, or working for the man. You can email us info@mograph.com. Let us know what you think about the show. Questions, comments, concerns, queries, grievances, show topic ideas, artist suggestions. Hey, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, mograph.com. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear on the show. Send us emails like this one from Craig, who said, "Hi, Dave. I emailed the show just over a year ago asking for advice in taking the plunge into Cinema4D, and I wanted to follow up and let you know I just did it. My questions were about being able to do it on a Mac and finding up-to-date tutorials for people who had plenty of experience. And I can confirm that having a Mac hasn't stopped me from progressing. Big renders can be slow, but for the type of things I wanted to do, it hasn't been a problem. Over the last year, I've managed to use Cinema4D professionally in my day job, including making 3D assets in a mobile web game for a big movie studio, as well as models for AR lens. One of the tutorials I found most useful was EJ's, getting started in Cinema4D on Cineversity. I saw he was coming on the show, so I wanted to say thanks. The other area that I've been able to deploy my new skills in is a personal project. It's a board game based on football, soccer. It's called Galazzo, and I hope I said that right. And it's currently on Kickstarter. I'll post a link to that in the show notes. You can check it out. There's a few days left of the campaign. We've already passed our funding goal. I know it doesn't seem like you need 3D skills to design a board game. However, I've been able to slip renders on the Kickstarter page, in promo posts, and social media. In fact, here is even a part of the animated logo, which I think is something you guys suggested was a place to start. So I'll post those links in the show notes. There's a big chance I wouldn't have taken those early steps without you guys, so I wanted to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you. Keep up the great work. Well, thanks.
That's amazing.
Heart you. So
EJ's here.
EJ's here. Let's get back to the DJ Handsome Pants.
DJ Handsome Pants.
AJ? JJ.
Hassenfratz Incorporated. Anyway, so we were talking about, we were trying to just stop talking about video games and work it out enough to get the show started so we could put that content in the show. I finished my half marathon. Jacob was asking how that went. Wow. Okay, so I thought that the hardest part would be that I would be winded from running for that long. It was not that. It was the legs stopping working.
Just sore.
Really?
It's just the fact you get to the end and you're like, oh my God, I just can't, And so, but I got through it. I got it done. Starting the marathon training now. If I get through the marathon, I will be getting a tattoo.
Yeah?
I will.
What's it going to say? I am Dave, hear me roar.
No.
I ran a lot.
It'll just be it'll be the sticker.
Be one of those 26.2
it'll be the sticker, the oval sticker you put on your car, right? I do need the 13.1.
I've seen one that said 0.0 and then underneath it said I don't run.
Yeah.
I saw another one that said 26.2 Oreos.
Oh, that's good. So EJ, you said you started running how many years ago? 20 years ago?
20-something years ago? I was 15, so yeah, even longer than that, like 23 years.
Did you only run? Is that you said you lost a ton of weight?
Yeah, like I literally would just run every day, and I used to bike all the time too, so I'd like jog, and you had summer vacation, so you had nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like jogged and. Because I got made fun of all the time, on the bus and everything. And just one day, I think just everything, like it just made me snap. And
I just started running.
I am effing sick.
I just started running.
I just running. No, it just got to this point where I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can't get these kids to stop shitting on me, so I'm gonna have to do this.
Yeah.
And so
See, it just goes to show that sometimes bullying is the correct thing to do.
exactly, yes. Because if it wasn't for bullying, I might have just died and had a heart attack by 21 years old. Who knows?
Well, that was my thing, man. Back in January, I got a thing saying that my cholesterol was crazy through the roof before COVID, and I haven't been back yet. But when I stepped on the scale, when I got back from the half marathon, I was exactly 50 pounds down. And so I'm like, awesome. Now I need to go back. And he'll be like, well, your cholesterol's still high, probably. You know? But
I have my, you know, the Apple Watch. You get close your ring streak, whatever the hell. Mm-hmm. I'm on like 250 straight days of closing all, like at least my move ring, you know? Jeez. And my move ring set to 1350 calories.
1350.
So 150.
Do you just walk around the office back and forth if you're like almost there? You know,
got
just
a treadmill.
Yeah.
Just like one thing that works is waving your arms a lot.
Yeah,
I found that out. But yeah, like at the end of the day,
one time my wife had a Fitbit, you know, and so she was almost to her walk goal, you know, and I was like, you can do this. So I made her run around the kitchen island for like 15 minutes. It was so funny. Oh man.
Well, I mean, it works. Like gamifying it, you know.
Yeah,
Dave, we need to be the Apple Watch buddies so I can like talk shit. Like, hey,
I mean,
you need to run more.
Here's the thing: is that I switched to the Fitbit watch and I haven't looked back.
Okay.
Because I only have to charge it once a week instead of once a day.
Gonna be like that.
Drives me nuts. Yeah, I like it better. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they're getting better. Yeah.
Man,
how much are they?
It's like 150, 199, something like that. Yeah, and they last a week. I'm telling you, Apple's got to get on that, you know. So
they won't.
Yeah. I mean, what I do is just put it on the charger, and you take your shower and brush your teeth and all that stuff. And usually, by the time you're done, you know, it's charged enough for the day. But yeah,
I used to do that, but then I would forget about it, and then I wouldn't charge it, and it was I
don't like wearing a watch. I don't. Like I'm so on my phone all the time that it's like I don't need a watch.
Yeah.
I used to work at Fossil when I was in college, so like I still have like 50 watches.
That's funny.
They're just all dead. You know?
My brother worked for Fossil, and he would get me watches all the time, and it's like
I love Fossil watches.
I don't wear a watch.
I always hated the people that would come in and they'd be like, "This watch is too heavy. It's too heavy on my wrist." It's like it's literally like 2 ounces, not even.
Yeah.
Like just tell them you'll build muscle. You know, it's like walking around with weights on your. Yeah. So we got a lot of to talk about this week. I think we were going to talk about games a little bit because there's some game news. And Matt, you were actually in Denver. You actually got to see some people IRL. It's amazing.
Yeah, we were moving. My brother and I were moving him from northern Utah, Provo, all the way to Dallas. So we stopped off in Denver for a day, you know, and got to hang out there. It was fun. Had a little barbecue. Got to see some camp buddies and stuff.
EJ
you know,
and
we all were responsible. We all wore masks the whole time.
And
kept 6 feet away.
Mm-hmm.
The Aryevs and and who else?
Ryan Talbot, Scott Unruh.
Yeah.
Got to see Cameron. You know,
nice.
Funny, I'd never met Cameron in real life IRL, but I knew exactly who he was because I keep on seeing the suggested friends on Facebook.
You're still like, nope, still not sold.
No,
I mean, I think you met him for a split second.
I don't accept people on Facebook. I just don't.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
It's like I hate that platform so much that why do I need more noise in my life? You know.
See, we haven't been keeping up with EJ as much because he's not in our Halo group where Aryev is with Cameron.
We just send him TikToks and he sends us
reaction gifs of me making TikTok. Fake fart noises.
Was that fake?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the fart soundboard. I wish it wasn't.
It was.
I wish it was real.
Like I thought it was real.
Just blurt it out like that.
I was like, hey, that's pretty good. You can do that on cue.
You burp on cue.
Yeah.
Did you play games? Did you play?
We did. We played Towerfall. Played a lot of Towerfall.
Yeah.
My brother kicked everyone's butt every single time. It was awesome. It's like
Does he normally
I was
play
so
that
proud.
game, or?
Yeah, he's played it a lot.
Oh,
he's played it a lot. You know. And then we played some Smash Brothers. My brother beat everyone again. It was awesome. Actually, I did pretty well too. When I'd hop on, it's funny. Like I would just lay back and let Ariev and my brother just like beat on each other, and then once one of them died, I'd jump in and then I'd win.
Die.
No, I'd win. It was great. It was the best. Oh. Yeah. That was before you got there, when you were mowing your lawn.
Scott asks in the chat if we've seen Social Dilemma. I was just telling Matt he needs to watch that. I'm in the middle of it right now. Social Dilemma on Netflix. It's not that I don't know about that stuff is going on, but once you, and I'm sure it's the same for a lot of people, but once you watch this, you're like, oh my God, I hate social media even more.
Here's a problem. I can't, like, as much as I care about that stuff, I can't handle the stress in my life right now. You know, like the amount of anxiety that I have going on just from a day-to-day basis between kids and COVID and, you know, everything. It's like, I don't want to add that much more anxiety onto my life. I would love to see it.
Are you, okay, you're talking about anxiety from watching it.
Yeah. And well, I mean, okay, so that's going to start a chain reaction, right? It's like, they did something on, what was it? It was like How I Met Your Mother, where it's like breaking the glass. It's like, once you come to this realization, you're like, you can't ever unsee it, you know? And so seeing something where it's like every time you're using, I understand stuff like this is going on, like they're selling my information, and because we sell ads,
it's not even that.
Because we sell ads, we know exactly how like intense they can get on some of this stuff, how the targeting goes, you know? But it's like, if I know more about this, it's going to be in my brain all the time. I'm going to feel more depressed. I'm going to feel more anxious, and it's going to come out in my real life. And I just can't handle it.
I felt like that at first, but I actually feel better now because I'm on social media now, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let that control me because I know the game. Like it almost feels like a Matrix taking the pill type situation. You know? So.
Well, you should read the book. How Not to Give a F.
Yeah. The subtle art
awesome.
of not giving an F.
The subtle art of not giving an F.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's great because it's basically like, hey, you're the only one who can control how you react to certain things. You know? And you could either react unhealthy or healthy and ignore certain things. Like, so the moment you see yourself getting upset on something on Twitter, probably don't want to like respond or ruminate about it. Like, you just want to be like, you know what? Nope. Not doing it today. I'm just gonna move on.
And that's what I've been doing.
I swear, like, I think we were talking about this at David's, where, you know, I just refreshed my Twitter feed right now, and I follow 0 political people on my, now it's all Mograph, you know, and every day there's something on like the what's happening bar on the right side where it's just some like, you know, something to get you triggered. It's something to get you triggered that you're like, what? Joe Biden did what? And you just you click on it and you just
jump
see
to Joe Biden. Why'd you gotta be Joe Biden?
Yeah. Why you got?
Donald Trump did what to Joe Biden? What?
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just there, and you click on it, and oh my God, it's like going to the comments section on YouTube where you're just like, oh, this is just the worst. Like humanity's awful. But then I came to a realization where my whole thing is like, you know, Instagram, you only see people's best days and you think everyone's amazing and amazingly talented. Twitter's the exact reverse. Where you look at Twitter and you just see the worst shit. And you just think everyone's the worst, but not everyone's the best and not everyone's the worst. Did you know what percentage of America is on Twitter?
No.
12%.
12?
Yeah.
Only 12% of Americans are on Twitter.
I'm not surprised.
60% of all statistics are made up.
Yeah.
You just made that up.
Ding.
but I don't know. I mean, that's something to say is like most of the people on Twitter you see are just very jaded and just spiteful and but there's a lot of people that are just like, you know what? you just see the hypocrisy on all the sides, and you're like, I'm not even going to be a part of this because I want to live a somewhat sane life here. So I'm just going to remove myself from this.
I agree with Tokyo Megaplex.
Tokyo,
Versus
go to
TikTok,
TikTok.
though. You only see fun things, and it makes you happy all the time.
Yeah.
It's true. TikTok, I have enjoyed immensely. Like,
It's not
you know
political.
what?
And I
I
see
will
the worst
gladly
people on
give
the face of
China
the planet.
all of my information if they make me that happy all the time.
I see the dumbest crap on TikTok. And
That's
that's
just 'cause I
just through
sent you the
You're
dumb
my
crap.
filter, because I will
I
not
literally-
download it. So I don't want China to see my dog pictures.
Here's the thing. I only send y'all like the really weird stuff. I send y'all and I send Tokyo Megaplex the really weird stuff. And I make sure and send Tokyo Megaplex all the Shrek memes that I find. For some reason, I feel like he enjoys the Shrek memes.
TikToks makes me really, really sad for young people, Jeff Burns said.
No.
Yeah, we're on the same wavelength there. I'm like, this is our future. Oh, God.
You're too old.
All the old people always say that, though.
That's true. I mean, it's like it's like Jackass, but a platform.
Nah, I don't know.
Yes, it
Okay,
can
let's
be.
get
Yeah, it
everyone
totally
to do
can
the
be.
dumbest crap and get likes.
Yeah. So should we talk about motion graphics?
Nah, just keep going.
You know, R23.
What is the motion graphics?
We will
Oh
talk
yeah,
about.
that's why we have EJ on the show today.
Yeah.
Talk
We're going to
about
talk about
R23 and all the
R23. We just quickly, I wanted to give a Camp Mograph update because
Yes.
we got
this is
something we
actually
got to
very
work
important.
out.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so
about that.
Yeah, so for those who are unaware, we just got word last week that NAB decided to postpone their April conference, which is normally in April. They postponed it to October, basically the same weekend as Camp Mograph.
Right.
So
How dare
we're
they
not
not
gonna-
consult with us?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we are not going to. We're going to change the date of Camp Mograph. We're extremely sorry to everyone for having to keep on flipping this around.
Yeah.
And who knows? It may not even be the last time we do this. But we don't want people to have to feel like they've got to choose one or the other.
Right.
And we don't want technically we could do it because NAB ends on like a Thursday or a Wednesday.
But I don't think
Camp
people
Mograph
are
is
going to want to do
literally
both.
the exact next day.
Yeah.
Next day.
Yeah.
And so it's like to ask people to be away from their families and their jobs for 2 weeks straight is too much to ask.
Yeah, and we don't have a date yet because we're working it out, but there's a possibility that we could work it out earlier.
Yes,
So-
it could be. I'm hoping. I've got my fingers crossed for like mid to late September, but we'll let everyone know. I just emailed the guy and got a word back today. I said, "Hey, any updates?" And because of all the fires in Portland, they have been evacuated. I promise Camp Mograph will still be there. If not,
I
it might
sure
be
hope
in
it
the
doesn't
ashes
burn
of-
down.
Yeah.
You
So-
know,
Anyway,
man,
we've already had 100 messages today in Restream.
yeah,
Jeez.
it's lit today.
Start
Look at
talking
this.
about
It is lit.
TikTok and
I know.
Twitch
hey,
comments today.
Trump's not going to kill TikTok. Come on.
Biden did what?
Oracle's
Trump is
buying it.
what?
Yeah.
Trump on TikTok? What?
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot
What?
of people on Twitch right now. Why
That's
do we
what
have
I
so many
was
people on
saying.
Twitch?
It's probably EJ.
Yeah.
It's all EJ.
Oh, yeah.
No, I think
Okay.
Blake Catherine did.
Oh, yeah?
She's
Oh, did she put us up on
Awesome.
her?
Twitch Queen.
Twitch
She's been
Queen.
rated. Sweet.
You've been rated. Yep. See,
Yeah.
told
Did
you.
she put us on her stream? Is that what she did?
Prepare to be disappointed.
Bum, 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 bum.
It's just the Mograph.com tagline.
Right.
Prepare to be disappointed. There she is.
What's up?
Yeah.
Balake's here.
Blake, we need to play Fall Guys together.
Ironically,
need-
on
Oh, it's
YouTube.
Jade. Nice.
What's up, Jade?
Oh, it's
Yeah, it's
Jake.
been a long time, Jade. How you doing?
So
Yeah, we need
Prepare to be
to
disappointed.
we need to play Fall Guys. Yes, the
I
30
need to get
series
a
is
PC.
faster than the 20 series.
yes, definitely.
We'll talk about that too, won't we?
shampoo is better. Well, we talked about that last week.
Conditioner. Yeah.
Condition. Stop looking at me, Swan. So
Your hair all shiny and
disappointing. We're disappointing, I know. The Mexican pizza, just as disappointing as Mexican pizza going away, right?
Okay, I worked at my very first job was Taco Bell. I ate everything on that menu except for the Mexican pizza because it's just like it's the worst part of everything.
It's
no,
like
I hate hard tacos, and all you do it's basically just 2 hard tacos and garbage in the middle.
It's the sauce,
just
man.
Disappointed
and you need a
me so bad, dude.
You disappointed the internet.
Dude,
I'm gonna write this on Twitter.
I told you the tagline is you're gonna be disappointed.
So
no,
okay,
the Mexican pizza was literally the best
better
thing.
than a quesadilla. It's a garbage quesadilla.
So good. We need to poll the chat, like yes or no. You
Mexican
love
pizza.
the Mexican pizza, or you don't?
There.
Yeah, give me a.
But you didn't try
everyone, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up for Mexican pizza. Thumbs down for no Mexican pizza.
Don't say anything if you hate Mexican pizza.
Okay, and while those are rolling in,
dude, you need to. Never mind. That's funny. The C4D character has to be a Mexican pizza.
The Mexican pizza character with eyeballs.
Yes, I agree about the cheesy gordita crunch. The cheesy gordita crunch is amazing.
Okay, but doesn't the Mexican pizza, like the bottom one's all soggy, and then you get
it's a little.
If you eat it right away, it's fresh.
Eat that. You're on the road,
Oh, you don't eat it on the road. You know what? Here's what pisses me off. Okay, so I had a Crunchwrap Supreme while we were driving.
For the Mexican pizza. Thank you, Travis.
I don't like Crunchwrap Supreme. It's too. It's
so messy.
It's not messy. It's just got too much tortilla.
No, the Crunchwrap Supreme. I really like the Crunchwrap Supreme. I just wish it was more even instead of everything just sinking down to the bottom, and then you get lettuce everywhere.
And speaking of not much content, can we talk about R23?
Yeah. All right. Fine. This is good entertainment, though, dude.
It is good entertainment.
Gold.
It's gold, Jerry.
It's gold.
All right.
Thumbs down.
See?
Man,
exactly. Thank you.
Hmm.
It's the worst thing on the menu. Actually, I think it was the least popular ordered thing, and it was a pain in the ass to make too.
Yeah.
I can't even read the chat fast enough.
We're hitting these hard-hitting topics
right now. In the world, and
we're not talking about Tex-Mex. We're
not talk about Mograph, but just talk about everything but Mograph. Everything but Mograph.com.
You came here for R23. You get Mexican pizzas and video games.
EBM. Welcome to EBM. Everything but Mograph.
I like that. Yeah.
That'll be our next show.
Be a side podcast.
It'll be a side podcast.
Quesarito's gone too, though, isn't it?
The quesarito is the best, and it's gone.
Chalupa. Is it the chalupa?
I don't know. They got rid of the double-decker taco as well. It's like, dude, I love the double-decker taco. And so I ordered the double-decker taco when I went the last time. And they're like, we don't have the double-decker taco, but we can make you this taco, which is basically the same thing, minus the cheese. And it's like, so why don't you just keep it as a double-decker taco? You have all the ingredients.
Do they still have the chalupa? That was like my favorite. That was like the deep fried masa dough.
Gross. So gross.
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
Chalupa R23. Supreme with chicken.
No, R23 was announced.
So R23.
R23.
Okay, let's talk about the features.
They removed the Mexican pizza from cinema. Can you believe it?
Can you believe?
There's no Mexican pizza object.
The Mexican pizza deformer.
Right.
So. Let's talk about the
makes
features.
Things soggy and delicious.
EJ, have you played with R23? Because I have not, because I need to upgrade.
Indeed. Yeah.
Okay, tell me what you think.
And I think it's a great quality of life update for sure. If you do a lot of character animations, got the toon rig and face rig, which is crazy. And the one thing that's really interesting, and I'd love to see where they take this, is how Mixamo is what everyone's using now, but Adobe bought it and it hasn't updated in how many years now?
I know.
But now we have the pose library in Cinema4D that sounds really interesting. And I haven't played with it that much, but basically you can just totally pass over the whole Mixamo thing unless you want to use it for auto weighting.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure I haven't tested it. Does Mixamo's auto weighting algorithm beat the new volumetric algorithms and stuff that they added recently? And actually, the volumetric algorithm that they added is like really awesome. Plus, like even if you do use the traditional auto weighting that you can use with the character object, they added the Delta Mush deformer,
Yes.
which is freaking gold.
Yeah,
like
it is
that
amazing.
is something
So,
that
did
I
they-
wish was around for a long time.
Yeah.
Did they buy
I
out
think
the
they
code
did.
for Delta Mush?
I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, did they? I thought that was some sort
think
of
so.
like open source, kind of like the.
Yeah, I think it is
Quad
one of those
remesher.
open source kind of things.
And see, I think a lot of people didn't even know what Delta Mush was because, like,
Yeah.
Tokyo was talking it up a long time ago, and I tried it, and I absolutely loved it. And it's,
Oh,
I
they
mean, it was a
hired
lifesaver for me.
Valkyrie. They hired Valkyrie, who made it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
Because what you usually had to do was
So
try
good.
to finagle the smooth deformer.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
do some vertex maps and da-da-da. But now it's almost like a one-click solution, which is crazy. And it's like they came out with this like right after I recorded a lesson about character rigging for
that's
my new
funny.
course for Skull Motion. I'm like, oh man. So I gotta
redo everything.
I gotta redo it now and
That's how it
add
goes.
that. But it's awesome. Like I'm really encouraged with the overall direction that Cinema 4D is going. And while I think it was like a weird decision to introduce nodes and it's not usable at all, it's kind of like when they added Pro Render and it's like, well, I can't actually use this for anything, but
Yeah.
I guess that's cool. I do think that it's awesome that that's the direction they're going. Just the demos of them doing like 5 million clones, and it's like smooth as
Yes.
butter in the viewport. The new screen space reflections looks awesome. Like I'm just like, is that going to be the real-time solution where it's just like, boop, if you want a game engine looking kind of thing, like it's just your viewport?
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see that.
With like yesterday I was just playing around. I've been just messing around trying to do some daily type stuff or almost daily, whatever, just trying to get back into cinema because I just have been so busy that I'm only using cinema when I got to get a client project out and nothing for fun, no experimentation. And I sit down and I've got these little noodly looking things that I made, and I just wanted to throw some bend deformers on them. But I wanted to use a fall off on it. But to use a fall off, you can't do render instances, because it's going to just do the same thing to the one. And man, I only had like a couple hundred of these little noodly things in my viewport. And man, was it bogged down. Like crazy bogged down. And I'm like, okay, I want to try and redo this once I get R23 installed and see if I can kind of recreate this with the what is it called? The scene node? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Scene nodes, and see if I could like make this work with that and see what it does. Because I think that's going to be really cool.
I think you can actually rebuild all of that. Like if it's just an object and you throw a deformer on it, I think you can do it. You can definitely clone stuff.
Yeah. Tokyo says Delta Mush was made by some researchers at Rhythm and Hues for Life of Pi, he thinks. So
That's cool.
and so, in combination with like that live viewport, and then like what's going on with Octane, man, that stuff is looking so good. That real time Brigade stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we're on the cusp of a new like a new thing.
Yeah.
Like when GPU rendering came out, when it was introduced in Octane and stuff, it was like, oh, this is new. This is a game changer. And I feel like once they start getting to like full real time and stuff like that, I think Brigade is gonna just destroy everything. That's my opinion.
Or at least create good competition.
At least create good competition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some other news about all this is that no updates from Redshift just yet. So we have to still see.
There was a R23 update.
Yeah.
That was just it, so that it's compatible with R23, but
Right.
nothing as far as like,
RT,
Redshift RT or something like that.
So we
Or
still
for
have yet
Mac.
to
We're
see
still
like
waiting on the Mac version as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think is Octane still, because I know right now Octane X is only compatible with like the newer Macs, but I did read somewhere that they're going to try to update for older Macs as well.
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. Honestly,
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, you need a specific card for it. I'm curious if you could use your eGPU using one of these cards. You know, like
the newer ones.
Or like instead of using an NVIDIA card, using an AMD card, and then being able to use Octane X if you were to upgrade. I know you're you're stopping from upgrading specifically so that you can.
Oh, because if I had the AMD card, I might be able to upgrade my OS. Yeah, it's just sometime by the end of the year, I'll have a PC. I think so.
Yeah,
we shall see.
So are you? Yeah, what's the story on that? What are you gonna do? You gonna wait for that 3080? You can put the 3090 in there.
I don't think you can fit a 3090 in the eGPU.
No, in the PC you're building.
PC. I really haven't. I'm still just finishing up recording my school motion course. So once that's out of the way, then I'm gonna start looking into stuff. And that's the 380s coming out. That's really good timing because it's way cheaper and way faster. And that's kind of the thing where it's like, I remember right before I was going to buy a car, I'm like, I'm just going to keep waiting because the cars are just going to get better and the price is going to be the same. And it's like, but between my Mac Pro came out in 2013.
Laughing at the chat. It says in before Breaking Bad in The Wire. That's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, keep going. You didn't get the new car. Because they're like, there's going to be a better Kia
I got the car, like my old car was like a 2006 Honda Civic.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the next car I got was a Subaru Forester, and it has like all the new bells and whistles on it. Yeah. You can literally like turn on automatic cruise control and it'll adjust the speed based on the car in front of you. And it's like,
cool.
It's like, this is nice. This is nice. Definitely.
Yeah, we were talking about upgrading to the 20 series, because we've got secondary computers that, our other one's just on 1080s, old 1080s. So, I gotta sneeze. Oh gosh. All right, it's gone. And so we were holding off. We're like, we know the 30 series is coming out. Let's just hold off. We'll just hold off. And then it was announced, and it's like those 2070s are faster than a 2080 Ti, like 50% faster. It's like, oh man, I'm so glad we waited.
But is that because the whole thing is like, the 3080s, right? Like,
I mean, the 3080s
are they actually super fast when you are doing Octane stuff, or is that just like
I think so. I mean, if the CUDA per dollar is like just absolutely insane.
I think all of that is based on actual testing on using Octane.
Jules,
we don't know
the
numbers.
Team has not released any numbers yet. I have a feeling they're gonna have to wait until like they actually get. They may have their hands on cards and it just may be under NDA or something like that, but I have a feeling it's going to have to be until like consumers have their hands on these cards and stuff.
No, he literally said online that he can't release the numbers yet.
These numbers are coming from NVIDIA, so, they might be...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the Octane bench is going to be super high on it,
Just the way that Jules is talking without saying what the actual numbers are, it sounds like it is going to be pretty good.
NDA ends September 26th for the 3080 is what James
September 26th.
September 26th. So
we're gonna
because the pre-sale it starts pre-sale the 17th, and then I think they don't get released until October. So
do you think it's going to be hard to get those things?
Exactly what
probably.
Jeff Burns, don't trust the marketing materials. Wait for the benchmarks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
See, and that's the thing. Like when the initial 20 series came out, with all the RTX stuff, with the initial RTX stuff, it was like we were getting. yes. When the 20 series came out, just read the other. Dang it, come on. All right. So when the 20 series came out, like they were showing like some of the benchmarks and stuff like that, and they were good. They were really good. They were higher, just slightly higher than some of the 10 series. But then you started getting the RTX stuff, and you started like double, triple, quadrupling, your speed, how fast it was on rendering, and it's like it just completely blew it away. So these initial ones. Yeah, these initial ones may not even be as good as they can optimize it. I don't know.
Because we're looking to buy 8 of them, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get them like that.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to have to get some friends to get online and buy them for us? Or
I've got my brother. He's going to be on. He's going to be, we're going to be up at like 2 a.m. just,
And there's rumors that the crypto thing is going to explode again, which sucks.
I haven't heard that. Is it going to?
I've been hearing the rumor mill,
Everyone's bored at home now. Want to make that money.
Yeah. So, okay, other things in R23. There's filtering in the attribute manager and the timeline.
Yeah, like overall, the quality of life stuff is awesome. They have the new object manager where you can actually see where you're placing things in a hierarchy, so you don't have to guess like, oh, this icon, does it mean it's going to be a child of this or a child of that? That's really cool. The auto key workflow is really great.
I was going to ask about that. So it says better
the auto
keyframing.
Frame F curve is awesome. You select the F curve and it fills up your timeline view automatically. You can select.
Oh, that's nice.
Does it not do that already?
Huh?
Does it not do that? Don't you just press H?
Or
you don't have to press H anymore. You just click it and it automatically reframes it for you.
All right.
Automatic project time change. Like, remember how you change the project length and you have to adjust that slider?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Timeline
nice.
slider, that automatically does it, which apparently Rick said that was because he saw Chris Schmidt always changing the project length and adjusting that slider, that he's like, well, that's not smart workflow. So I guess
that's funny.
Chris Schmidt for that.
Thanks, Chris.
Copy and paste ease curves is really awesome for animators, where like, if you want to do a ball bounce, you just need to have like the curves, like the Bezier handles on one, and copy it and apply it to all the rest.
Oh, yeah, because that's always been a gripe of mine, is not being able to like copy and paste any info on a handle.
Yeah.
You can't try and duplicate a handle without just guessing.
I wish the eases were more similar to After Effects. That's my biggest gripe with curves in Cinema. It's like, and it's funny, and then going over to curves in After Effects, like actually messing with the curves, I don't get them at all. Like, I don't understand them, because I want them to be more like Cinema. Like, I want my eases to be more like After Effects, and I want my curves to be more like Cinema.
Yeah, yeah, because everything's speed based, so you have to totally reframe visually how you look at an animation.
Yeah.
Something that's really interesting is the marker enhancements that they have. Where you know how you used to put a marker down? I did not know that you could actually have a marker range. So when you add a marker, there was a checkbox that said like, oh, you don't want just a marker at frame 30. You also want that marker to extend from 30 to like frame 60. And there was this like whole length you could do. I had no idea you could do that. So if you wanted an action to happen between frame 30 and 60, you could have a marker that stretched across all those frames, and you could color code it and da-da-da. But now you can do that like and create a whole bunch of range markers. And actually time it out to beats per minute as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I think just a lot of great like animation enhancements that, I mean, I always like animating in Cinema 4D more than my experiences in After Effects because of the speed graph, I think. When I really got into learning how to really nitty-gritty animate, I did it in Cinema just because I was doing so much 3D work.
Yeah.
But then when I try to do that same thing in After Effects, it's just so weird that, if you work in 3D, you're animating with no speed graph whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then you go into After Effects and you got both, and you're like, well, wait, why do I need that one though? You know? But I mean, it kind of makes sense for sure. But the deformer enhancements are really great. One of my pet peeves was like, you add a bend deformer and you're like, this never is bending. It never goes the way you want it to. It's the wrong way. It never does, and you always have to like adjust the strength first to see which direction. Like, nope. Now it actually has the UI, the HUD, where you see the direction it'll bend, and like another arrow saying the angle that it's going to bend, and you can also just like, you don't even have to, like, if it's not rotating the right way, you don't have to like literally hit the R key, rotate it, and hope that like, I think that's the rotation.
Right.
Now you have a drop down menu where you don't have to rotate the bend deformer at all. You can just adjust the orientation to X plus
cool.
X.
That's
Y.
nice.
So you can keep it
Mm-hmm.
exactly in the position you want.
Oh, that's perfect.
So like if you were making like a background cyc, right? And you're like, well, I know I need to move it here and I want to bend this, but oh, it's bending the wrong way. You don't have to like guess to which way you want to rotate the bend deformer. Just
that's nice.
So like the twist, the bulge, the taper, all those like the main 5 deformers, they all have that updated UI, which is really great.
That's cool.
UV stuff.
UV stuff, which I haven't really messed around with much, but like it's just crazy how far they've, like, since April, how far the UV workflows come. You know, I feel like now it's like not a weak spot, like a glaring weak spot for cinema anymore. What is it?
That's something you have to take. Oh, the remesher. Yeah, it's basically just the open source remesher stuff built in now. Right?
It looks really great, like especially for, you know, using mesh deformers and low poly cages. Like I saw Chris Schmidt's demo of it, and like he had this car and he put a volume builder on it, volume mesher, and it was like all, you know, really high poly, and then he put the whatever it's called, the remesher on it. And it looks really good. Like, remember when you had to like just manually make a low poly thing, you know, low poly cage? Maybe. What else? Like, there's just so many little quality of life improvements that, you know, it's nice when one of those updates comes along, because you know that, like, yeah, maybe overall it's a light update, but you also know what's going on behind the scenes, and I think that's the key.
With the light update, you need to also keep in mind that they're releasing twice a year now.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's like you can't be like, oh, there's not that much. Well, a lot of this stuff is like, you got to take the stuff from back in April and now and like put it together. Or,
if you were to smush the two together, it's like, hey, that's a killer
it's like
update,
a huge update for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, think about how different 21 is compared to 23. Like, it's completely different.
I'm still on 21.
I'm still on 21. Well, you have 23 at least. I don't have. I need to call and get my stuff. That's the thing, and we haven't talked about looks yet. But the thing is, that for people who have all of this stuff, like I've got all my Red Giant stuff, I've got my Redshift stuff, and I've got my Maxon stuff that needs to be updated, and all of them expire at different times. They're all in different accounts under different email addresses. You can get all of that stuff kind of like squared away by just calling them.
Yep.
And well, they have the Maxon 1
thing. Yeah. Maxon 1's the new thing where it's basically it's the subscription for Redshift, Red Giant, and Cinema all in one, which is cool.
Yeah. And
someone in the chat was like, just really hoping to have Redshift fully integrated and shipping with C4D
to upgrade from 21.
Yeah, I mean, you know that's probably not too far off. Whether it's, you know, the next update or the update after that, you would hope sometime next year that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
With this Maxon 1, it's just going to be an option.
Yeah,
you know,
just to have it bundled.
Because not everybody's going to even be able to use it.
How much heavy lifting there. Yeah, and just because it's kind of quiet on the Redshift front. Like, I know they have a lot of stuff that's dependent on Apple. For sure, which is, you know, could be a pain in the butt. But also, like, that's a lot of work to integrate a renderer, even though like Redshift has its own renderer, like works really well with Cinema4D anyways, like with the shader workflows and stuff like that. So we had those material node updates, which, you know, they haven't been updated this last cycle here. So it's just nice to know the direction that they're going, because you can kind of like, you could either like what the updates are or not, but at least if you're like not thrilled, you're like, well, at least I know where this is going and it's promising. you know.
Yeah.
Well, and they're giving those previews ahead of time on purpose now, because a lot of people ask and they're like, well, can you tell us what's coming? And
Yeah.
they weren't really giving the future roadmap
Especially
stuff,
when
because
you're
you know how
going
that
to
is.
a subscription, you know.
Yeah.
Or like with After Effects, like I have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I just keep giving them $60 a month or whatever, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah.
Still, RAM preview doesn't work, and you need more than
Yep.
2 frames.
Right.
To
More
play
than
back.
2 frames. Yeah.
Like at some point you're gonna. It's like a movie and the sequels, and you're like, I think that is this going somewhere? Like it just doesn't seem to resolve. Or
See, I would love to, and this is like a pipe dream probably, but I would love to see. There's such a good 2D workflow in cinema, you know. Like, how many times have you just been like, I can do this so much easier in cinema than going over to, you know, the what do you call it, truck stop bathroom After Effects?
Yeah.
You know, I would
Well,
I would love to see a combination of Super Comp and, you know, cinema put together to where it's like you can basically do all your motion graphics, you know, stuff and your compositing stuff all in one separate package versus having to jump into After Effects. Sorry about that.
yeah, it's like Cinema 4D is like Breaking Bad or The Wire, where you know, like at the end of the episode, you're like, ooh, where's this going? But no, it's somewhere good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just some
That's
random
your worst
references
nightmare.
off the top of my head. Hey,
Why,
do you know
James?
Blender's
Why is that your
free,
worst
though?
nightmare? Why
What?
is that your worst nightmare? I want to know. Why is that your worst nightmare? Are you talking to me? I'm assuming you're commenting on mine. Anyway.
Yeah,
So, someone just mentioned Arnold. Are people like people you talk to? Or is Arnold a thing?
Arnold's still a thing. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. So we just bought some 32 core thread rippers that I'm super pumped about getting installed. You know, we've been living off of these 8 core 16 thread rippers for a while, and you know, I tried out Arnold GPU, but I just didn't feel like it was all there, you know.
Well, yeah,
and
not
so-
an 8 core.
Yeah, and I had it on an 8 core,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel like I'm really excited to actually, like, you know, try out the demo and stuff with one of these 32 core thread rippers, like see how nice it is.
Yeah.
You know, because I really like Arnold's look. I think it looks great, you know.
Yeah,
And
I think it's
got-
very easy to use from what I see. I'm asking because like my new course for School Motion, we cover Redshift and Octane. We got David Ariev on some lessons in there.
Yeah.
And Arnold's one of those things where it's like I should have had content in the course, which I can always go back and add, but you know, you forget that, you know, the main part of the course is getting people ready for real production. If you want to use Cinema 4D, like here's what you need to know to get jobs. And part of that is like right from the get-go, we talk about universal render concepts, like what's GI, what's ambient occlusion, what are all these things, and how do they apply to like a workflow that you're coming from, which is probably standard or physical. And then like if you look at third-party renderers as like, oh god, like that just seems too hard. Like it's not.
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's not.
if you know your way around physical and standard, like you can, especially
if you understand the
Redshift.
concepts, you can translate them to any
Especially
other language.
Redshift, like their GI options and like kind of how it works is pretty similar to standard in physical, aside from the whole node workflow. But it's just crazy how if you really just get to the fundamentals, you're like, oh, this all. That's why I always say, like, if you really know your render fundamentals, like learning all 3 renderers that are popular out there should not even be an issue, because like base level, they're all easy to dig in and build your own textures.
Think of your fundamentals as like Latin, right?
Right.
So Latin,
Yes.
it's
You know
it's
all
the
the
main
terms.
core
roots.
of all the language. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they may be called something different in a different language, whether it's Spanish, French, German, English.
But you know the root words.
but you know,
lets you
kind
know
of,
your-
yeah.
Yeah.
So you know, you are able to translate it relatively easily.
Well,
you know?
okay, EJ, you use Redshift and Octane. You kind of flip back and forth, right? Don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay, let's if you're doing like samples in Redshift, okay, like dealing with samples and like brute force and all of that kind of stuff, do you get kind of stuck in that sometimes? Because that's the thing. It's not that I don't understand it. I just hate dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, with the automatic sampling that is in there, it's way easier because then you can basically just drill it down to a single slider. But if you really want, like, and I think that's why a lot of people like Redshift, is because you can really do like 5 minutes of just tweaking and testing sample settings and and the renders go by really quickly. But yeah, that was the one big thing coming from Octane where you're like, there's just that one sample slider. And like, to be honest, I didn't really dig into Octane as much as I dug into Redshift, just because for my course, I'm like, well, they got bought by Maxon, so I'm going to, hitch my wagons to Redshift. And then, if I need any like competent talk about Octane, I'll have David just come in and, and fill in the gaps. Yeah. But like, I need to go through David's Octane course for GSG and like go through that, and because that's one of the things is that I went through Rich Nosworthy's Redshift training, which is amazing.
It's really so good.
Super comprehensive, like really easy to understand, and that's not easy. Especially when it comes to renderers, like some training can be super technical and just totally lose you. But I thought Rich did a really amazing job on that. David's the same way. Like David knows how to teach to like the average, Joe Mographer.
Yeah,
Joe Mograph.
Or Jonette Mograph.
Winbush is here. What up? What up?
What up? What up?
Winbush. Let's talk crap about Unity or Unreal.
Unreal.
Well, actually, Maxon got a mega grant from Unreal, 200 grand, and they're going to be working on more on that integration. So, think Cineware for Unreal. That seems like
I think that's the main
going.
thing right now is that whole like prepping assets. Like if they bridge that gap and make it just like super easy to just, like you said, Cineware solution, which is what it sounds like they're trying to do, where like you don't need to prep anything. Like you just literally export something out, import it, and boom. That like if that's where they're going, like that's gonna change everything. Like for sure.
That's seamless. That'll be great. In their what is it called? What is the plugin? Winbush will tell you. What is the plugin thing in Unreal?
Oh, it's I know what it is. It's
I know my mind's just
I don't
blank.
remember.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mexican pizza.
No, the Mexican pizza plugin.
The Mexican Datasmith.
Datasmith. Yeah.
Datasmith. Yeah.
Data. Which is it? Datasmith? Datasmith.
I don't know.
You say data, I say data.
I would say
let's call the whole thing off.
Datasmith.
No. All right.
Well, okay. What about Looks? Because Looks is going to be great for viewports, and it works with the viewport, with the render.
Not third-party renders though.
Yes.
No. Well, yes. It's supposed to work with Redshift.
I don't think so.
That's what I heard.
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
All right.
Because it's in the render viewport. So
come on, Rick. Where are you in the chat? Come on.
Well,
I know you listen to the show.
Well, think about it. It's in the render. It's in the viewport. It's in the viewport render, but it's not in the Redshift render view port view.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they said yes.
I wonder
on
if
that.
you could.
I thought it would work for third parties.
I immediately after I saw that, someone mentioned that it's not for third party yet.
Yeah, we need Rick.
Or even Redshift, because I guess Redshift is still technically third party, but
because if so, then you could go ahead and put that on Octane or anything else, right? It seems like you would be able to.
Right.
So.
Well, yeah.
Tokyo says anything that you can render to picture viewer. So
really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you can't see it in your Redshift render view. You would have to render your
IPR.
Redshift.
You have to actually render it. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if they're gonna make those. If they're gonna open those up, like how you can select a specific LUT in Octane and stuff like that. Whether they're gonna just like have a drop down for Looks or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that Ahmed would integrate that right away if that was available for Octane. That would be great.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, another thing with the viewport stuff, like all the viewport screen space reflections and all that stuff. Like, do you think we'll come to a point where you can see like the redshift view, like redshift materials and lights show up in the viewport too?
I don't know.
Think of
that's one of my a huge pet peeve of mine, is that I can't use the viewport at all when I'm doing any Octane stuff or any Redshift stuff. You know, it doesn't translate 1-to-1. You know, I would love to be able to see something like that.
Also, sketch and tune, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Like even cell shader, you can't.
Yeah.
See. Oh, and one thing I found out, I don't know if it's a bug or something, but I forget who. Some conference in Europe or whatever. Why is everyone in Europe so much smarter? All these conferences in Europe,
because they're not having to deal with the stress of our politics.
Yeah, they get 6 weeks of vacation. That's why.
Right.
Yeah. Paternity leave.
Yeah.
And maternity leave.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, there was this trick of showing how you can get like cell shader live in your viewport. And I think it was like, what was it? I think it was using the fall off shader or something like that. And then like adjusting a tiny, I forget who did it and for what conference it was, but it was like, holy crap, that's awesome. Yeah. And then I realized in R23, the fall off shader doesn't even, it's black in the viewport now.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a bug or if just certain things haven't. Like they definitely did something to update the viewport, and I don't know if all the shaders that like the Loomis shader, whatever, like if all those things transfer over or not,
you mean
or if
like
they're still working
on type stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And the only other stuff in here, I mean, it's not like it's small stuff, but you know, it's things people will appreciate. But it is, you know, like the Python 3. FBX has the option to export baked animation of bind joints. You've got OBJ enhancements, USD, which cool. USD they're still working on some things. I guess it's not full integration yet, but it's getting there. Anything else?
So USD, like that's a
United States dollar.
Oh, okay.
Universal scene descriptor,
dollars,
right?
Yeah,
dollars.
That's something that I don't deal with, so
everyone's trying to work for like instead of using FBX, which is janky and loses a lot of information, they're trying to make this universal format that you can easily go from Maya to Cinema, and everything's
game
intact.
Engines and stuff too, you know. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I think we went through just about everything. And I want to play with
I think now we can do another hour and a half of people's people.
Well, there's the another thing about the character stuff is you can easily, the character solver, you can easily like transfer an animation from one character to another, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested to see that.
Oh, the pose library.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. That's like, I think of it as like Pose Morph on steroids, where you have this like really cool UI for all your different poses and the strengths, and that looks really great. I gotta shout out Chris Schmidt. Like he seems to always put out these like make sense of all the updates and how you can use them. So like if you haven't checked that out yet, definitely.
Is that on his YouTube?
Rocket Lasso. Yeah, and I think he also
go...
had a live stream with Rick that I haven't checked out.
Yeah, he did that recently.
Yeah. Yeah, the stuff that Jonas did on the stream too was really good. So go back and check out the stream if you want to see some of that, because he was giving some explanation of how some of the like scene node stuff works, all of that. And I just want to sit down with it, just because I haven't had a chance with moving and all this stuff to really get on top of it, you know. So other stuff on the list. What else do we have? Oh, NVIDIA bought, what is it called?
They're buying ARM.
ARM.
Yeah.
What's the parent company called? Soft.
And it cost them an arm and.
There you go.
I'll leave.
NVIDIA buys ARM. Isn't it called I thought there was a name for the company.
I think they're just buying ARM.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought.
So
okay, 40 billion.
So ARM is like their
SoftBank,
like AI
SoftBank,
part of things. Yeah.
I'm sure Apple's really happy about that.
Yeah, that's kind of a situation.
Yeah, I'm curious if that means that with Apple wanting to move over to ARM processors and stuff, whether that means that they're going to start supporting NVIDIA GPUs again.
Because they're making their own chips, right? But they're ARM-based chips, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
I wonder if they knew about that, and that's why they're trying to develop their own processors.
I think
they're like,
probably.
why don't they like NVIDIA? I don't understand. If they work together, it would be freaking amazing. And I don't know what their beef is.
Steve Jobs thing that I don't know. Stuck with it.
I don't know.
I don't understand that whole situation. Makes no sense.
I read about what the deal with that was, and I think it was like it wasn't all one side. Like it was definitely like someone accidentally miscommunicated something. There was no malice intent, but then the other side, reinterpreted it a certain way, and it was just a bunch of like petty crap back and forth, and
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I'll stick to my PCs.
Migrated to PC.
I'm fine with that.
Point. Yeah.
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 I mean, there's a lot of. So here's the thing that's going to be interesting. Like, there's a lot of people that are. Like for my classes, for example, like I'm sure whoever took Cinema4D Basecamp, we actually need to do the research on this. But like, how many people coming from After Effects? Some people just have laptops, like Mac Pro laptops, and they get a lot of their work done on that because they're in After Effects, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like, how many people use Mac versus PC? Because with my new course Ascent, we're using third-party renderers, and I get like, a few Twitter messages or Instagram messages a day asking like,
can I use this on a Mac?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of people that are in motion design that want to learn 3D that like some don't even realize that you need certain hardware considerations, to run some of this stuff. And I think that's why you see, like, I've seen a lot of, some studios that just went straight to Arnold, because they're all Mac based and they want to have, that rendering power. So they just, this is easier than upgrading all of our computers or whatever. So I wonder with the Octane X, like it's still limited right now. Like you have to have one of the brand new Macs. Like I just bought a new MacBook Pro and they don't even support the card that's in that. Yeah. That literally came out in the spring. I don't know if they're going to open it up to that card or not. But, when Redshift comes out, what does that support? Because I think you have a lot of people that are on Macs that just,
they're waiting.
It's such a different, it's a different mindset coming from the After Effects world and just diving into C4D or 3D versus like us who've been in 3D for however many years. And we understand like, you need the render power, you need this, but you got to understand people have been like, I don't want to say abused, but like just with the After Effects, you get After Effects. There's no clear path of how can I get After Effects to work the best. You know, for Octane, it's like there's specific things you need, and you're gonna get an awesome performance. With After Effects, it's like I have this thing, and it's only recognizing two of my CPU. Like, what the hell?
There's no, it's the multi-threading and all that, right? They need to work on that, and
right.
They need to, and even RAM. Like Matt, you asked me the other day. You said you're having RAM problems. I have the same amount of RAM as you do, and I haven't had problems in After Effects. I don't understand.
It eats my RAM.
Yeah,
it's my fault for having Cinema4D and After Effects open at the same time.
Well,
But it's definitely an interesting thought process coming from After Effects, where I feel like when I was just using After Effects, I just knew like the more RAM the better, because right,
and
that's basically it.
Yeah.
Because I think, After Effects has this thing where they have to make sure they support everything. They're not one card, they support all the cards, and I'm sure that's difficult, Meanwhile, a lot of these renders are optimized for a certain thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to do a 4K comp in After Effects, it still just chokes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I did some stuff the other day that was in 4K, and it was 4K 32-bit, and it chugged along. The
renders just seem to take forever for me.
The renders take forever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're looking at a 30-second spot. It took me an hour and a half to render. And it's like, come on.
Yeah, so Richard Finley said all Mac, 50% design, 50% 3D motion design. I think that's like a lot of the studios I know that are still Mac, like they still do a lot of 2D animation,
Yeah.
So, like I said, they have this whole, I think there's a couple of the studios in Denver here that are all Mac based as well. And they're just getting into the 3D part of things. And then you have, like Already Been Chewed. That's like, they saw the writing on the wall and like, now we're just like, they can get any card they can get their hands on,
Yeah.
But I think it goes to show that how much variety of work is being done in Mograph that, like I'm sitting here with my trash can Mac and, it's definitely not ideal, but I do, I was doing freelance projects on it and I've running Redshift and stuff, but I'm not doing crazy Octane Jesus,
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a lot of teaching now too, so it's like you're not doing as much client
but I
stuff.
still see a lot of people that are, they're doing more illustrative looking animations that have like, like my kind of renders where it's like shiny, like blurred reflection and good lighting, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're not rendering world creator space scenes or anything like that. And there's so much, I mean, that's what's happening is you have all these 2D animators that are getting into 3D, but their style's not switching over to super hyper real. They're still staying at like, ordinary folk or giant ant type of 2D really cool animated spots, but then they have like a couple 3D objects in there that look seamlessly blended in.
Yeah.
So, and I think you're still going to see a lot of that. So you're seeing this like middle area of like people coming from 2D into 3D, and they don't need 5 graphics cards because they're not pushing it that much.
I've got an old boss who we still occasionally do work for, and he's just, it's so funny because he went from owning 3 big stores, 3 big studios, around DFW area to basically him just running everything by himself. And it's like, I was talking to him the other day, I was like, hey, I can build you a computer if you want, it'll be a really fast computer, blah blah blah. He's like, I've been on Craigslist, I've been picking up these Mac minis.
Oh. Good
like,
God.
Yeah, I keep on buying these Mac minis, I mean, they're all right. It's like, oh man, dude.
I was on the Mac Mini buy-up thing,
right?
6
and
years
like,
ago.
And he just doesn't. It's funny. He'll spend like $1,200 on this new like an old used MacBook Pro, or something. But it's like, dude, for the exact same cost, you could go and buy yourself a really nice PC.
Yeah.
Stop hurting yourself.
Yeah, there's a difference between like you're just getting into 3D, you're not getting work yet with it, and you want to try to make it work. So you have like a 2018 iMac or whatever, and you're just trying to make it work because you don't want to drop a bunch on a PC, and like, because that's a big switch for something that you're not making money with yet, versus like, I'm gonna buy a new Mac Pro and just like set money on fire, because I really like Mac and I don't even care about the difference, like, because that's where I'm at. Like, I wanted so bad to be able to get that new Mac Pro, but I'm just like, okay, that, like, even for me, like, this is stupid. Like,
and
I've put the blinders on so long.
If someone were to give me a Mac Pro,
oh sure,
it would become my main machine. I will tell you that because I like the Mac OS. Okay.
All right, let's all get a fundraiser
We'll
for Matt to get his own.
Yeah.
If I were given one, or I could buy one for the same cost, I'd probably use it as my main machine. I don't know. Now that I got that 32-core thread,
yeah. Chris Rutledge just said, even if it's slower, if it will work for them. That's me. You know, like I don't care if it's slow. I don't need 5 graphics cards because that's not the type of work I'm doing.
Yeah.
And if I need to go a little bit slower, but I feel comfortable, and it's such a. I remember I visited Apple right outside of San Francisco, and I just remember I was talking with forget who.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
I was talking to Beyond
just
the Grave.
Out. His
and
you're doing a seance in his handicap parking space.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I got into the industry and it was just all Macs, and like how much does that operating system just like get ingrained into your head?
Yeah.
That's just your happy place, and that's just how I did my work for when I was in college and for all my career, and then to switch that over, it's just such a psychological switch.
But in the long in the grand scheme of things, you're just working in Cinema 4D and After Effects and Photoshop.
Right, yeah, and that's
the exact same.
Yeah, like what, and that's what I was saying, Matt, when I was talking, I forget, at David's house. I was just like, you know what? Like, I understand that when I open up Cinema 4D, it works the same.
Yeah.
On Mac or PC.
Yeah.
And if I want to have see what Donald Trump tweeted, I can have my MacBook Pro on the side, do my emails and get triggered and all that stuff. Just on the side.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I just won't web browse because I think that's one of the things that always freaked me out is like, you have this nice cushy life, never having to worry about viruses or doing the cleanup and crap that I remember having all the time.
It's not the same. Like I haven't, I've not had to do a fresh new like back in the day, things got bogged down. You had to do a fresh new install. You had to back up your stuff, do a fresh new install. It's like I haven't had to do a fresh install like ever. I don't. It's not the same.
No virus protection woes, any of that stuff. Like
you don't even need to like you used to have to install Norton and whatever. Like now it's just like Windows Defender is actually really good. It's good.
And I think that's the thing is
just don't download a bunch of random fonts.
That's fonts where or torrents of things or all that garbage. Yeah.
Just don't go to any porn sites.
Yeah. No, those are okay. They don't do anything. They don't do any harm. I mean,
just
I
do the
heard
TikToks
that.
Yeah, I've heard.
Heard.
Well, I think that's the thing is that my perspective comes from when I had a PC in college, and you have Napster and all that crap, and like that. That's literally the last time I had a PC was when Napster was a thing.
You got Napster. You download what you think is the new Weird Al song. And it's not. It's actually a virus.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that I switched to Mac and why I love Mac so much. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. This is so great. I don't have to worry about this stuff. Like I don't have to maintain my computer for 10 hours in order to use it for 1 hour.
I can't tell. You know what? I had multiple times. I have had to reinstall the operating system on a Mac. Just the same as I had to do on a PC.
I don't know, man. I've had this trash can Mac since 2013, and I've had like a drive die, and that was it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing where it's just the perspective. Like, I just know people that are like, like Matt, you just built your PC, and you're like, I can't get this thing to work. And it's like, man, when you have a project, you're so used to things working that I don't want to deal with the fussing with the thing, and I think, and that's why I'm like, well, people would say, well, get a box system or whatever, because they choose the parts and blah, 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 and they're pretty rock solid. But then you have, and I know it's a very, like, of all the people to have like this very rare problem that just totally melts down, like Nick Campbell, like got his PC and it just totally shit the bed. And it's like, ooh, see, that's why.
It's a bad experience.
That's what I don't want. Yeah.
But see, I feel like that could happen in many situations. Even with a Mac, you might just get a bad one. Or
oh, sure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying is that, you know, you only see.
Yeah, my iMac.
It's like the Twitter. Like you only see the worst. You only see the worst things. No one's saying like got Windows and it's amazing and it's I've been working for 6 months and not an issue.
No, the file system management stuff is absolutely terrible. It's complete garbage. But you get used to that because all the other stuff works so well. Like because you can pop in. That's the thing. We're gonna buy some new 3080s. Pop them in there. We're gonna. Oh, we want to change from 8X Threadripper to bam. Put that in there. And we're not buying a completely new system or having to migrate or do any of that other stuff, you know.
So there.
Oh, there we go. Okay, you froze for a second.
Sorry, I know I lost you for a second. No, it's okay.
Sorry. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is like once I'm done with this course, which will be by the end of this month, hopefully, I'm gonna start looking at stuff, and it's a good timing too because the new cards are coming out and all that stuff. But it's also a thing where. Like I just am so technologically illiterate compared to like guys, as far as like 3080, I'll get one of those.
You
got your support system though. You got your support system.
Right. That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing. When you're moving over or something, I think I hopped over to full-time PC before Dave did, and it's like you have problems. You just hit up the people who know,
And you're gonna. The hardest part is just going to be teaching yourself where your finger goes on the keyboard instead of the command hitting control. And I'm telling you, if you just force yourself into it in a week, you'll be fine. The muscle memory will just change.
Well, it's like when I went from mouse to Wacom. It's like it's weird the first week, but then you're like, why did I ever use a mouse?
Yeah.
Like So it's just one of those things where, if it doesn't work out, I probably didn't spend a lot of money on that PC anyways. And if Apple comes out with something cool that's, not just, a pile of money on fire, then, I can always go back or whatever. And, maybe I can use my graphics cards on that too. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not, but,
You could use them to build a little render node or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why, I have my 1080 sitting right here, working on the Mac, so I can, if I get a PC, I can plug that in somewhere and just add extra power,
Yeah. So I got some links
but
for you.
It's just one of those things that the PC stuff, and someone said once, well, if you're in motion design and you don't know crap about building a PC, then you're not a real motion design. It's like,
that's
what?
Not true. No,
I didn't get into motion design to build a freaking PC.
I enjoy building computers. It's like that's fun.
Well, it's like you're not a real video gamer unless you build your own gaming.
No way. It's so funny. Like you say that, but or people say that, but I went. My younger brother, he spends an unhealthy amount of time in front of his computer playing video games, right? And I went up to him and I said, because he had just bought a new system, it was just one of those ones that you just buy off of the website and then you buy it. And I said, oh yeah, what graphics card are you running? I don't know. What's your processor? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like they don't necessarily care.
Here's the thing. I would a video game example. I would rather be playing video games than building something that helps me play video games. I would rather be making stuff in Cinema4D than building something that helps me make something in Cinema4D.
Right.
There's something that is
I bought a car and I can put gas in it, and that's all I want to need to do.
Yeah.
There is something that's a little bit fulfilling though, just when you do it yourself, because you kind of feel like you've accomplished something that you really feel like you have an understanding of what's under the hood.
Absolutely. That is for sure. That is for sure. I know all three of my builds that I have made inside and out. I know them very well.
And you'll get to the end and you're like, that wasn't that
likes
bad.
On Instagram building PCs though.
What?
You can't get those dope ass likes on Instagram building PCs though.
Unless you post a picture of it.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm telling you, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment doing it, though. You know, that's the only thing, and it's really not that hard.
Yeah.
You know,
here's the thing: like enjoying hardware and stuff like that. That's a great hobby. It doesn't have to mean that you're not a motion designer if you don't enjoy hardware. You know,
right? Exactly.
Some people are just give me a computer and I'll do it. You know, like I don't know. I have 2 computers up on my walls right now. You know, one of them I use, the other one just creates heat for right now. You know,
which you definitely don't need in the middle of summer.
I literally could turn it off and probably not even notice.
But it doesn't look
cool. Yeah,
you know,
it's cool to bring people in my office and be like, "Hey, check this out," and they're like, "Oh, wow."
Those people that are serious. Never in your office because of COVID, right?
Right.
Yeah. And Ash Styles was talking about the AMD's Navi cards, which, you know, and that's the thing where everyone's blown away by the AMD Threadrippers, like, and that was always like AMD was always second fiddle, but I feel like now, like, the processors are amazing. Like, what if they just did that same thing with their cards and they're comparable even faster than NVIDIA, and then it's like, oh, I can get those in the Max. I mean, you're going to pay a premium, but, you know, I think that's good for everyone. If AMD is definitely making cards that are mainstream, and then that is more onus and makes more financial sense for Otoy and Maxon and Arnold. Arnold already supports Max, but you know, I feel like for a while it was just like we're just dumping money supporting AMD cards, where now hopefully it's like, well, no, there's, you know, NVIDIA doesn't have to just rule the roost this whole entire time.
Yeah.
And that's better for everyone anyways. Like, we always want this competition. You know, you don't want one, you know, it's the whole Adobe thing where you're like, well, I wish I had a competitor, and it's not, so you're just stuck.
Yeah, well, we'll see what their answer to the 30 series is, though. I mean, that's pretty, you know, like Tokyo's saying here. It does seem like a huge jump.
Yeah, it's a huge jump.
I got some links.
Let's see some links.
You want some links?
Dave's links.
I was going to mention the short called "The Artist" that John Ardeman, I hope I pronounced that. I still can't pronounce that right. Did for showing off these character tools in Cinema4D.
So good,
man! If you haven't seen it yet,
so good.
Definitely go check it out on their YouTube channel. It's so amazing. Very well
I really enjoyed this as I was watching the Maxon live stream, just like seeing all this and like you know, for the longest time a lot of the stuff that Maxon was showing off was just all these, like, you know, it was Mograph stuff, it was motion graphics, it was news, it was, you know, whatever. But it's so cool to see all these new, like, full-on character stuff nowadays, you know? Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. I made EJ mad. He left.
Did EJ go mow his lawn again?
Yeah.
Man, that was a quick takeoff. I hope nothing's wrong.
No, he's fine. He had to go to the bathroom.
Is that just your guess, or?
No, he texted me.
Oh, that's funny.
He put it in our chat. Our chat. You didn't see it.
Oh, that's funny.
He said, "I have to go tinkle," and I gave him the thumbs up, and I said, "All right, you can go tinkle."
That's funny.
Oh boy, he's going to the standing mode.
Oh man, standing mode on.
Going to standing mode.
Man, it's like RTX on.
Right?
Yeah. So definitely check that out. And also you can watch the interview that he did with Paul about, like, behind the scenes and everything, kind of a spontaneous thing on from the archive of the live stream. You can find that. Also, again, Ryan Talbot's part 2.
Yeah.
To his kind of ongoing thing, the search. He did like the audio on it and everything. So
he didn't do the audio. He outsourced it.
Not the voices, but he did the sound design.
No, he outsourced it. I'm pretty sure.
It said had his name under sound design. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So. Well, maybe I was wrong.
Someone's lying.
Yeah.
It really had some great sound on it.
He had a guy doing sound for him. Like he would, because his sound person.
That's what I thought he said. Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I didn't I don't want.
He actually did none of the work. He outsourced it to some Chinese 12-year-old.
Yeah. Then also, I don't know if Winbush is still in here, but he was on Don Allen's. Oh, there he is, right there. He was on Don's podcasts, Rethink Reality. That title of the episode was "Keep Up with Creative AI," so make sure you go check that out. That was a good discussion. And if you were watching the NVIDIA announcements, they showed off that Marbles game. And talk about like the real time.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, and so the platform they're using for that is something called Omniverse, and I don't really know like that much information about it, but or how this works or anything. But there's an Omniverse Marbles example of like how it works. You can move things around and all that kind of stuff. And so also. Chris Vranos, who's on the show a while back, he posted a link on Twitter, so you can now export a mesh from Lockdown in After Effects to a Limbic format. So those meshes that you come up with, you can bring that mesh now into like Cinema4D and do stuff like that. So that's fun. And then EJ, you got a link here too. Tell us about this link here.
Yeah, so this is really tough news, but Alan Lasseter, who's done a ton of work in the motion design industry and just really humble, amazingly talented guy, he's like in his 30s and he suffered a stroke. Apparently he's doing good, but he's on the road to recovery. He's a freelancer, so imagine like you don't have health insurance, you don't have paid time off. So it's awesome that he's already blown past his goal, but if you have anything, any kind of change, throw it at their family, because I'm sure they're going through tough times. And like, man, you're in your 30s and you're in this industry and you're having a stroke. Something's got to change about this industry, man. You shouldn't be having a stroke or stressing yourself out that much in this industry. That's a whole nother story, but
yeah,
terrible,
man,
but hopefully
support
he's
our
going to be
fellow
all
motion
right.
designers,
Get
them to a point where they can.
Well, I mean, it doesn't really say like the cause of it or anything, but a lot of people do have strokes from a lot of sitting and stuff. I mean, a lot of people who work computers and stuff. And
my uncle passed away from a pulmonary embolism. And, he was in his 40s. Passed away.
Yeah.
So.
Dave, isn't that what you had?
I've had 2 pulmonary embolisms. Yeah, I really lucked out.
My uncle was a freelancer. He freelanced motion design. He was a art director at ABC in Manhattan, and stress is it's a thing.
It's the stress, but it's just a lot of sitting. You've
got
sedentary.
Sedentary. Get that standing desk.
Get the standing desk. Go run.
Go run.
Go run.
Matt, stop trying to convince me to run.
We should do. You guys should do a community.
Ooh, like a 5K or something.
Yeah, like a 5K, instead,
Mograph 5K.
Mograph 5K, or like couch to. You could do a Mograph 5K 10. Mograph.
That's what you went just did a minute ago.
Done.
Yeah.
Mograph. You're gonna be seriously disappointed. Yeah. But that'd be fun, especially now. I was. Football just came back, this weekend, which is great. And one of the coaches was saying something about, usually I don't give much whatever to coaches and football and whatever, but there's we want to come out of this COVID thing better than we entered it. And I was like, that's a good mindset to be, especially because
Dave definitely has.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you have time. You have time to reflect on your decisions. You have time to see, you're stuck inside all day. So whatever's going wrong with your life, it's front and center.
I'm telling
you, they're saying, how's the economy going to do? It's well, this is the point where you rip up the carpet and see how good your floorboards are and see if there's any rot. And I feel like that's a good metaphor for, your life. This tests whether... what's going on in your life, because you have no distractions anymore. I mean, you do, but way less than you had
but
before.
everybody talks about getting back to normal, getting back to normal. Do we really want to get back to normal, or do we want to get back to better? Because for me,
that's the thing.
Again, no, I don't think anybody really likes running, but go do couch to 5K where it makes you start out by, you're going to jog for a minute, and then you're going to walk for 3 minutes, and then you're going to jog for a minute and walk for 3 minutes, and then you're going to go home. It literally takes you 25 minutes the first day, and all you're doing is getting out for a minute. You're getting some air. You're thinking. You're able to sit and have all of those thoughts that you used to have when you were like driving and stuff. And you're getting the stress out. I'm telling you, or bike, whatever it is. I'm not a runner, but here I am now. So like, just try something different. I'm telling you, it's going to help clear your mind, and it's going to make you healthier, because there's nothing worse than like getting to the point where I was 6 months ago, where I just I was just so busy. I hadn't done anything. I hadn't done any exercise in like 3 years all of a sudden. And I'm like, well, I used to exercise. What happened? And then I get a note you don't want to wait till you get a note from your doctor saying that you're in bad health or something's beyond recovery or something like that. Now
it's a good wake-up call,
Yeah. No, my pulmonary embolism was not from sitting. My pulmonary embolism was actually from a medical mistake. But but for some
IV, right?
A botched IV, but then I had like another one and later, and nobody knows why. Nobody could figure out why. So something happened after that point. But again, like, just go get out there.
Even just a walk, like I see people in my neighborhood that I've never seen before, just because everyone's getting out more, know?
Yeah.
And that's a great time to build a habit. Like, I started doing little midday walks and jogs that I used to just do at the end of the day, just because, it's a weird psychological thing when you work from home, where you're like, typically I wouldn't go anywhere anyways, but now you can't, and you're like, I want to go somewhere now.
Yeah.
I want to go all these places.
I'm more of the I want to go on vacation, because that's always the thing with me, is like, I always had that next thing to look forward to.
But you
like
always,
the only thing I have to look forward to is COVID ending. Is a vaccine.
The thing is that you would have these milestones that you don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't know. And I've talked to a lot of people, just like my neighbors and stuff, that aren't even in motion design, but they're all working from home now, and they're working way more than they used to, just because it's like, well, I could stop working, but I got shit to do, and like I got nothing better to do, so I'm just gonna keep working, and that's just like a bad cycle to get into, because I feel like, I used to be done at 6:30. Now I feel like I'm getting done at 8 instead, or 8:30, and it's
you don't have to feel bad about not working specifically between certain hours, and it's something I still can't get over. And when I started running, it was cooler weather. Of course, I could go at 2 or 3 in the afternoon and run, come back, reset, and that felt great. Of course, with it being hot, you have to wait till it's dark to go running. Though. But it has gotten nicer. Like today, after the show, I'll probably go run. It's only 80-something degrees. I can do that. And starting this new program is very quick runs. It's more about going faster than it is going further. So it's not going the distance, it's going for speed. So I have to mention that every time. So I'm going to try and get back in that as the fall comes, to where I'm taking a break in the middle of the day. It doesn't matter that it's 2:00. Who cares? Everything's different now. Let's change the mentality now that we're going back to quote unquote normal. We're going to better. Walk out the door.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about running too, or maybe even like cycling would be kind of that too, is all you do is you put your shoes on and you go out the front door for 30 minutes and you come back. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to.
You want to go to the gym now anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing, right? Is like, if you were afraid of the gym because like, oh, I'm a fat slob, I don't want to, be around all these hard bodies, being outside is the best thing,
Yeah.
So, people get dogs, and then you're forced to go outside for walks, which is always good, a good routine to have too. And Just creatively too. Like there's been so many times where I would be in the workday and I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to come up with this idea for this project or whatever, and just nothing's coming. I'm clicking on all the crap on Pinterest and and then I go and I'm just like, you know what? I'm frustrated. It's already 8:00. I'm gonna go. I'm done. Pencils down. I'm gonna go jog. And then like literally in the middle of my jog, not even thinking of anything.
Bam!
Oh my god, this is a great idea. I stop.
Yeah.
I have my notes app on my phone. Tell you what, all of my ideas come when I'm listening to a podcast and something they say on the podcast triggers something. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's this weird thing. I mean, it's just same as driving sometimes, where your thoughts are moving. But that's a great way to pass the time while you're exercising, is just by thinking. So,
yeah. I used to, for the longest time, my wife was just like, "Why don't you listen to music or anything?" Like, I can't do that. I'd get bored, and I'm like, my mind just, I don't know, it just shuts off. And I just
wait. You're talking about while you're
but now
working?
I listen to podcasts now,
or while you're running.
While
not
you
yours, but.
Are you talking about when you're running though, or when you're working?
What I can't if I put a podcast on while I'm working, I couldn't tell you a damn thing they talked about.
Yeah, it
like
really
I just
depends.
can listen to music, but I can't pay attention to podcasts. So when so that's the only time I listen to podcasts is when I jog. Because even when I'm jogging, sometimes I just like space out and I'm like, what are they talking about now? Like, I don't even know.
I tried one time to listen to podcasts while I was running. I couldn't do it. It has to be music
Really?
for me. Yeah,
that's interesting.
I gotta get that BPM going and go to the beat, and it just makes me feel good. There's something about it's just unsettling when I'm trying to run real hard and listen to other people talk. I don't know why.
Yeah, if you want to like keep a good pace, like like my mile per minute like goes way down if I'm listening to a podcast, because then I'm just like leisurely jogging or yogging, as some people say.
It's a soft J.
And soft J.
Never gets old.
But yeah, but I definitely see that if you want to do like, sprint intervals, like podcasts, listen to people talk is not the most.
Sprintervals, as they call them.
Sprintervals.
Welcome to this week's podcast.
Just listen, put on the George Michael McDonald and just go.
How they gonna know what to say?
You got to sprint.
I can't believe.
Now he's running down the street. That he's going down. Yep.
That's not Michael McDonald.
No, I'm just.
That's what's his name.
Referencing our earlier conversation.
Randy Newman.
Yeah.
I love LA. We love it.
You know what's a great way to not have to listen to podcasts or music while you're running? Just don't run.
You should at least walk. Like I know a lot of people that like they don't.
I have
like,
stairs.
Because
I go up my stairs
at
least 10, 15
you're
times a day.
Dying every time you get up the stairs. You come back,
I don't know what
and
you're
you sit down. You're like, I'm like, dude.
You know what? I would be like that too if I was working out. No.
If you have just a little bit of cardio.
I'm not a cardio guy. I've never been a cardio guy. I love weight training. I've always enjoyed weights.
You just got to find the thing that you like to do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you don't like running. My wife doesn't like running either, but then she got into yoga and like loves yoga, so that's all she does.
Yeah.
It's just finding your thing.
Yeah, you could do goat yoga. You might like it.
Yeah. We did pug yoga.
Pug yoga?
Pug yoga.
Yug poga?
Snorting everywhere. The goat yoga thing, I was like, for my wife and I's anniversary in August, someone shared something about there's this goat yoga thing on the Airbnb experiences, blah blah blah. And then you watch the video and it just looks like no fun whatsoever. There's poop everywhere.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. It probably stinks like hell.
And they're just like jumping around, and you know how goats just are randomly just jump and go, so like there's that, and it's like they have horns. You're downward dog and you get a poke in the eye. I don't know.
In the butt.
It just doesn't look like it's just poop everywhere.
I'd be worried about the humping.
Right.
The
You get a
humping.
downward dog, and all of a
Goats do
sudden,
that?
I don't know. Maybe I'm sure at some point they do. They still exist.
I don't know.
I've wanted to go
I would
for a
say
while.
with the pug
Amy won't let
yoga,
me
that's
get one
more of an issue.
because of all the humping.
Wait, because of the humping?
Yeah. They'll hump
so-
anything.
Do
It's
they
like I'm
really?
just desperate for affection right now.
Gotta go do some goat
TikTok
yoga.
can't fill all those needs.
Are we out of stuff? Are we out? Are we done? Is that it? Does anybody have any questions in the audience?
We haven't talked
Call
about
it.
Cobra Kai,
We haven't
Cobra
talked about
Kai's so
Cobra
good.
Kai.
Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really good.
You know, I don't know.
Come on,
No,
Kevin.
keep going.
Come
keep
on,
going.
Kevin.
The writing's
Season-
bad. The writing's bad.
Here's the thing. Have you even watched a show in the 80s?
Yes.
All the writing was bad. All of it was bad.
See, this is the thing though. But this show is taking like, you know, all of the original tropes of Karate Kid
Mhm.
and like redoing them, but in a shittier way,
Nah.
in a more stretched out way.
Nah, it's so
is
good.
it not like
It's so good.
cheesy in a
Like
good
things
way?
happen too fast. Like,
cheesy in a good way.
People
Bill and Ted 3.
change their minds like this. Like
Yeah.
they totally change their behavior because
Oh, I see what you're saying.
what's his face? The Johnny?
Mhm.
Johnny. He's like he's always drinking. Like, okay, come on. Like
Yeah.
really? You're just gonna be drinking all day long because you lost a karate championship when you were
I don't
12?
know. That's not why he was drinking.
But it just seems like all of his problems stem from that one point.
Right.
And like his whole rest of his life, he's in his goddamn 50s now.
Yeah.
And you're still bummed out about a tournament when you were 13.
Yeah, but he's not. I don't think he dwells on that. You know, it's only once him and
Well, wasn't that
LaRusso are introduced, or like every time he sees.
But they're
you
in
know,
the same town.
But isn't
and,
it a-
like,
it's
they
a
never
domino
see each
effect.
other.
I do think it's hilarious, like the amount of times they run into each other. I don't know if this happened in season 1, but season 2, the amount of times they run into each other in a huge freaking city like LA,
Right.
it's like, oh, there's only 12 people in LA.
It's like me running
Right.
into Matt randomly at the supermarket. It's
right.
never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen.
Well, it's just when a part of your show and the things that motivate people to change are so dependent on flashbacks, it's just cheap. I don't-
It's fine. I think they
Or
add
like-
the flashbacks.
like
They add them in there for
just-
fun, you know.
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's great. I think it's great nostalgia. It's cool to see, you know, LaRusso do his thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's still. I was just like, God, he still knows karate, and he's like 50.
Yeah.
And
They
like,
all do.
I remember
Dude,
seeing pictures
dude,
of him like
The
years
last
ago, and it
episode,
looked like
the last
garbage.
episode of season 2 was so good. The last episode was season 2 was so good. You got to watch it. You just gotta finish it. You gotta finish it.
I'm 50.
I'm 50.
I like to
50,
kick,
so-
stretch, kick. I'm 50.
I mean, it's fun. It's fine. It hits the nostalgia. It hits me in the nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
The characters are really great in it too. You
Mhm.
know, I like the Johnny character. I think he's a little bit like at the end of the season 1 finale, you start to see it, and that's the thing. Like all of a sudden, you start to get all like weird about his son. You
Yeah.
know. Meanwhile, he could give a crap any other time, but now he's like got the soft spot right after he tells everyone to like sweep the leg and no mercy. Now he's
Yeah.
got like little feels. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Stuff like that where it's like, this is a little shabby, a little shoddy writing.
He's becoming human.
I could see if you had the
gaining some
build up of
empathy.
like Darth Vader where you're like, ooh, what is this little subtle thing back there?
Yeah.
But there's like, I feel like there's, I don't know.
It's because it's corny.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Keep going.
I've been watching a lot of British comedy. So like I went down this whole rabbit hole of What We Do in the Shadows is freaking amazing and hilarious. And if you haven't watched it yet, oh
I
my
hear-
god, I haven't
yeah, I
watched the
know.
movie yet.
Oh, the movie was hilarious.
Yeah, but like Jermaine Clements, anything he does is gold. Taika
Yeah.
Waititi, anything he does is gold.
Yeah.
But then I started getting down this path where I'm like, I really like Matt Berry,
Which one's Matt Berry?
He's like the fat vampire guy who's married to the chick vampire, and he has a British accent like this.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Have you watched the IT Crowd?
Yes, he's the boss.
Oh my gosh, he's so good.
So if you like him in that character, check out Toast of London.
Okay.
It's him, and he's just that character, and it's 3 seasons, and it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what Kevin likes.
Kevin?
Oh yeah, we already hit that. IT Crowd is so good.
IT Crowd.
Like, IT Crowd
Spaced is great. That's like an Edgar Wright
Spaced
thing.
is great, yeah. That one's old.
Have you watched
Mograph?
Peep Show is really good.
What?
So I just went down this, like, British comedy thing. Peep Show.
Have you seen what is it? Faulty Towers?
Faulty Towers is great.
Yeah.
Have you watched Mograph?
Like some Monty Python, their little like skit shows they had.
No, I'm serious. Mograph on Amazon. Watch the Mograph show. It's like 6 short episodes or something. It's called Mograph. That's pretty good. It's weird that it's called Mograph because it's about an ad agency. It's not necessarily motion graphics, which I don't quite understand. But it does have some funny like contractor humor and stuff like that. Like the guy trying to get situated with his Wacom tablet. He's like, "Do you have a bigger one?" And they're like, "Yeah." Well, no. I need like the middle-sized one, And then he's got to get his protein shake all set before he can work. And
that's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to check it out. Yeah. I feel like Netflix is running out of stuff to show though, because they've been pushing old stuff.
Have you guys watched High Score on Netflix?
What is that?
What's that?
It's a documentary about like the history of classic video games and like the evolution. Cool. It's so good. I've just gone through this first 2 episodes. First one's all about how video games became a thing, like Pac-Man, or no, not Pac-Man. It was Space Invaders was Space Invaders. The thing. Yeah,
and then
showing
how good people were. Yeah. I need to finish that.
And then from there, like Nintendo used to be a card game, and how Nintendo burst on the scene, and it's just really crazy. And then that's the first episode is just like right before Nintendo comes on the scene, and the second episode's basically like all about Nintendo, how they changed everything, and how they had these call centers where, Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
Dude, like
I
love Nintendo Power, and they would have the game guides where they had like the screenshots of all of the screens on the video game. So if you're playing Super Mario Brothers 3, they'd have the entire level mapped out, and you could see where all the hidden blocks were.
They would stitch them together. Oh, I forgot about that.
They had this whole industry where there was a call center, and you would call up these people that would tell you exactly what to do to beat a game.
Yeah.
Because what Nintendo wanted to do was to get you blowing through all these games, so you'd buy another one.
Yeah.
And another one, and another one. So like all these they had this, one of the guys on it was one of these call center people, and they had to know every little thing about every little game. And, at the beginning it was like, all right, you had to know about, Mario Brothers, and, there's only a few Nintendo games at the time, but then like the catalog just exploded, and you had to know everything about anything. It's crazy.
Yeah, I need to finish watching that for sure.
It's really good. But then the next episode, I haven't got to it yet, is where they start to talk about how, like the advancements of games, and how there's virtual reality, and you can actually put your face on the characters and all this stuff, and super cool.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah.
Anything else? Do we have any other questions?
Yep.
Topics? Anything else? Is that it?
No.
Covered it all. All that.
Everything.
Mexican pizza.
We're all. Mexican pizza.
Did we actually talk about Mexican pizza?
Yeah. It was
yeah.
thumbs up for Mexican pizza, thumbs down for Mexican pizza.
Yeah, we already got
that. Was in the show.
Then all I got was a big middle finger for Mexican pizza. I was like, that's not cool.
I told you.
We talked R23.
Yeah, we already talked R23.
Back to the beginning.
Rewind.
Yep.
Yeah. Europe.
Skirrup.
EJ, what you got coming down the pipe? Tell us about that.
Anything? I just got a notification from School of Motion that fall registration, you only have a few weeks left.
Only a few
So-
weeks left to register for my new Cinema 4D class called Cinema 4D Ascent. It's basically like everything I know. I'm just
Taking
There
a
it is.
You want to be as
submarine.
good as EJ.
you want
This
Don't
is
say
the-
that. Like
this
I
is
don't
the
want to pay
class.
for that. He's not that good.
Yeah.
But we cover like if you took Basecamp, which is like if you've never touched 3D before, like we turn it up a notch. We start out with
Bam.
universal render concepts, Redshift, Octane, materials. We talk about how to get tuned, kind of mixing 2D with 3D, and in-depth Mograph, vertex maps. Dynamics, like inside and out dynamics, like all the things that these tutorials that these a-holes like that iDesign guy like
Yeah.
don't cover. You get this nice foundational. And that's the thing about this course is like, yeah, everyone knows how to do some dynamic stuff, but man, if you know about like 3 or 4 of these settings that you probably never touch,
Yeah.
it changes everything. Or just, simple thing like scene size, huge
Yeah.
when it comes to simulation.
Or small.
Or 3D rendering in general. Or what? What'd
Or
you
small.
You said scene size, huge.
Huge or small.
Or small.
Never know.
say? Let's see. Oh, and like intro to rigging, so like rigging for Mograph purposes. So like we're not teaching you how to do a hardcore character rig, but we're showing you like here's how you could use it day to day.
I have
not
such a
just when
respect for people that do the good character stuff,
Yeah.
man. Like that
Yep.
piece we were showing. I mean, like I've messed with it enough to know that I don't want to do it much.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
just it's its own thing, and it is just I don't know. It's hard to do.
When we saw the short film that Ryan did, he had a character in it that was Mixamo, and I was just like,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy how you can do Mograph now and just rig up a character with Mixamo or whatever super quick and like have all this complex mocap animation and you could do what you want now. Like you can do a space video and actually have an astronaut doing a thing.
Mhm.
And I just think that's super cool that because I never gotten to character stuff before, just because I mean to do the character stuff that you saw in that short film, like that guy's been doing character animation for a majority
yeah.
of his career,
For sure.
And that's hardcore stuff. But
yeah.
but yeah, we cover a lot of these overarching concepts in Cinema 4D Ascent that like it's great because I'm basically just uploading my brain to the internet and
Yeah.
I'm done. But that's on sale now.
Mhm.
Registration's open for a few more weeks.
Mhm.
Bendy Limbs 2 is done.
Ooh.
I just gotta like make some promo materials for it, but it's gonna use joints now if you want to. It's like rebuilt from the ground up. It's faster, way more flexible. It's quadruped rig. You can do
Nice.
tentacles and tails and all kinds of
That's
stuff.
cool.
So yeah.
Bendy Limbs 2, the
Bendy
Bendening.
Limbs 2, Electric
Bendy
Boogaloo. This time it's serious.
Bendy Limbs 2, Revenge of the Limbs.
It can bend more.
Anything else in the chat?
Ben. I don't know.
A little bit
I-
of sculpting, a little bit of modeling,
Mhm.
lighting, a
Bendy
little bit of
Limbs
lighting
2.
stuff.
I need
The
someone to teach
Bendening.
camera works at a professional
Camera
level.
works?
Ooh, I know something coming out soon.
I know
about that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think you can talk about that, right? Or no?
Did me?
What?
Someone
The
to
teaching about
camera
camera
work?
works, a class
Oh.
on camera stuff.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, someone that might have a divinity connection to Octane
Mm-hmm.
might be teaching a certain course at a
Mhm.
certain website
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the works.
Yeah.
But yeah. Lights,
Yeah. Cool.
camera, rendering. It's awesome.
nice.
Like, oh
Yeah.
god. David, I learned so much. He's only done like a couple lessons so far, but I'm like, holy cow. He knows so much about just classical lighting, and like he knows all of these references from all of these shows and the clips he's showing to teach these concepts. It's insane.
And why they use that camera, or like that camera move, or that focal length, or
it's crazy because he just so he just did a breakdown of like theory for composition, and one so like, you know, rule of thirds, golden spiral, golden grid, and he chose one of them was the Westworld titles, and it's crazy how perfectly every single shot for Westworld like totally lines up to one or two of like the diagonals and and it's like, wow, like just a perfect example. Like you knew they had these guides up when they were designing those frames, and like it's something that you like. How often do you put up the compositional helpers in Cinema4D? Like,
how many people don't know about them?
I put up the rules of thirds for
quite often. Rules of thirds are like all you do, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much more. You know? And that's like the basics. Or like, you know, things on a tangent. Like there's just all these things. Like I didn't learn that in school, you know. So like I selfishly, like David's just making the course that I want, because like I suck in those areas. So it's super cool.
No, this isn't the Octane training thing. This is a different REF thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Different area of things. Schoolmotion.com. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Bookmark that site.
He teased on it a little when he was on the show a while back. But
yeah, he did. We did mention it. Yeah. So it's called, I'll just freaking say it. it's called Lights Camera Render. It's coming out, I think, next year, early next year. David Ariev is going to be teaching it, and holy cow, it's amazing. But yeah, it's kind of like a hush hush thing right now. But
so don't talk about it on the internet.
We'll give it to the community though. So you're in the know.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, we gotta
get a Mexican pizza.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make my own.
Then go do a 5K.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's something you do not want to eat before.
I don't ever eat before I run at all. The whole day before.
You need to do the Mograph 5K when things are normal.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Are things ever going to be normal though?
No, they're going to be better.
I don't think everything's any. I'm starting to think things aren't ever going to be normal.
They're going to be better.
I mean, it's you just adapt, right? So it's just,
How could you do a virtual 5K? Because I always think like it would be fun to run with somebody. Like I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if like EJ and I were jogging right now, but we can't.
At the same time.
Yeah, how can we do that and like talk and then run to the same music at the same time or something like that? You know,
that'd be rough because you
just hear on the phone with each other.
Yeah, heavy breathing.
Hey, Matt's on this call? Oh yeah, I just walked upstairs.
No, it's me. I just looked at a Mexican pizza.
Heavy mouth breathing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You could do it where like the challenge, because I know on like the
Strava, we used to use Strava, right?
You could use Strava, and I don't know if you could do your own challenges, but I know they have those challenges where like you need in a week you need to run a 5K.
Yeah, I've been.
And when you're done, you post your results or whatever. So you could do that, you know.
Yeah.
Or
I've been doing those.
Can you during a certain week? What's that?
Can you challenge each other? Because like, I mean, I think it's funny because you're on there. You're like, oh, I don't really run that much, and it's like EJ ran 40 miles, and you're like, oh my god.
In a week, sure, but.
Well, still, even in a week, I don't run 40 miles in a week.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like I because it snowed early last week here in Denver. I had to put pants on for the first time in months.
Me too, dude. I've been wearing shorts for like the last 6 months.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man, like I'm probably gonna be fat. I'm not gonna fit in my pants anymore. And I tried them on. I was like, okay, like I didn't gain any weight, but I didn't lose any. And I'm working out every day, but I'm also drinking a lot more through everything, you know, because it used to be, I forget who I was talking to at David's, but you know, it used to be where I would just drink on Fridays and Saturdays. But now it's like, oh man, Monday was rough. I'll have a beer.
I mean,
and then it's like Tuesday comes around. I was like, man, it's only Tuesday. Crap.
And I'm still thinking
Drink
about
a beer.
Monday. I need
Wednesday,
2 beers
like
now.
we're almost to Friday. Drink a beer. Thursday, Friday's tomorrow. Let's drink a beer. Friday, it's Friday. Let's drink a lot of beer.
That's
here we
funny.
go.
And then it's Sunday. It's like still technically weekend. Drink
yeah,
a
every
beer.
day is just fluid now. It's just fluid days. There's no anything.
That's the thing. Like Matt was saying, where you don't travel anywhere, you don't have anything to look forward to. So what we started doing is we would just go get an Airbnb in the mountains somewhere and just spend a weekend, you know. And that's something that's nice to look forward to, and it breaks up the monotony of everything.
Yeah, totally.
There's got to be a way we can challenge each other, because I'm looking. You've run 77 times
Evan
this
in the
year.
chat said Nike Run Club.
Well, I haven't even been like uploading my Strava stuff.
Yeah, I noticed
So
that.
I'm using my Apple Watch app thing.
You got to get on the Strava, because even what you just have, just a little bit you have logged. You've done 77 runs, 83 hours of running, 424 miles. That's pretty good.
Here, I'm gonna import some more.
Yeah, you should. Oh, so you can just bring them in after the fact with your Apple stuff, huh?
Yeah. So.
Okay, I see. Oh, that's cool.
thing.
I've never even checked
cool.
that. See, I got all sorts of trophies already for September. I've got the cool training challenge, St. Jude's walk run, 10K, half marathon. So
I
you
used to
gotta
have
figure out-
Runkeeper, but it like dropped support for the Apple Watch, which was stupid, so I just dropped it and I just started using the Apple Workout app, which is good. The one thing with I haven't tried out Strava yet because I was really freaked out that like it wouldn't record my run and it would make me not close my rings, or I would have to like run 6 miles again. Because it didn't recognize.
See, I run everything at the same time. I run like 3 programs now because I would have some crash like that, which really sucked.
With Strava?
All right, Matt, you got to get on
just take it?
Strava.
Oh.
You can walk on Strava.
I'll do my own
bike.
thing. I'll do my own thing.
You can bike.
I just diet.
Cool.
I just
You can
diet.
swim.
Diet's easy.
Diet's so boring.
Yeah,
Just
it
eat
is
like a
boring.
fat pig, but then just run a lot.
No.
Yeah, that's also fun. You can eat
Here's
more
the thing.
calories.
Like you run for an hour. How many calories do you burn? Like 200 maybe?
Oh, more
What?
than that, dude.
No, like 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000?
Yes.
If you're running for an
1,000.
hour, you're burning 1,000.
When I jog, when I'm on a treadmill, it only says that I burn-
treadmills. No. The treadmill thing, it's not taking into account your heart rate, your weight,
Yeah.
your age.
I
Your
put all that
metabolism.
in there.
These programs are way
I
more
put all
Yeah,
that.
but
sophisticated.
it's not accurate at all.
Yeah.
What
I
makes you
burned
think those are accurate?
3,200 calories on my half marathon in 3 hours.
Wait, what would you say?
So you
3,200
burn
calories
1 pound.
In 2 hours?
in 3 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because 1,000 calories an hour.
Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, the beginning was easy. Those last 2 miles were a freaking eternity.
How long did you? How long? How far?
It took me 3 hours for 13.1 miles. I was just running so slow at the end. Like the first 2 hours were like super fast, and then I just went down to like nothing. It took me so
That's the
long.
one thing. That's the one thing I haven't really done is I've just like I'll do my 6 to 7 miles and that's it. I think the longest I've ever jogged was like 12, and that was rough.
It is rough.
But that's the thing is you can't like when you jogged that 15 miles or whatever, you didn't jog 6 miles the day before, right? Like isn't like you jog a little bit and then you kind of like
You do interval
a little
training.
bit, like
Yeah.
5 and then 2 and then 7
Yeah.
and then 2 and then 13 or whatever.
Yeah, and then you take like 2 or 3 days off before you do your big run, so that you don't like mess your muscles up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I just jog every day. Well, what I've been doing is I have a gym that's open near me, and it's an Anytime Fitness. You can go there when like no one else is there.
So anytime.
So anytime, yeah. And so I've
Get
been
it now.
mixing back in weightlifting and going on the stair climber or whatever, you know.
Yeah. See, I need to get
'Cause
some
like-
weights.
EJ can bench 135 pounds really easily. We saw it.
But I'm not
did
as
he
strong
bench
as
Ryan?
I'm not as strong as I.
That's
Did
funny.
you? No.
I can do it once, but that's all I needed to do. You know.
Just to know you could do it.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel accomplished? You know, just like building a PC.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
All right. Fine then.
Oh, cool. See you later.
I mean, I you know, I burn calories. I build stuff with my hands. You know, work on my
man.
laundry room. You know, build things.
I have
I'm gonna build a
bookshelf
shelf
made
today.
of rich mahogany.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have many leather-bound books.
Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish.
You ate a whole wheel of
thing?
cheese.
I'm not even mad. I'm
kind of
impressed.
Oh my God, we need to get out of here.
Oh, here's what I was gonna say.
I lost count.
so,
I did so many.
Yeah.
come October 1st, Dave and I are gonna start doing the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes. Right.
Every day,
Oh,
one
nice.
every day.
There's a Chrome extension where we can do a what is it? It's a Disney Plus party.
Oh, nice.
To where
Totally.
we can all, if you've got a Disney Plus account, you can join us to watch all of the, you know, all of
Right.
them. So like
right.
I was thinking like maybe every Friday we watch 2 or 3 or something, you know, in order to catch up, so you don't have to watch them on the actual day, you know. But
I heard about this. You can do like, cause what, Amazon owns Twitch, right?
yeah, Amazon does.
Yeah.
on
So
Twitch.
you could watch Amazon Prime movies and stuff and have like a watch party
Yeah.
on Twitch.
So that's there's a plugin like a Chrome extension called Disney Party Plus
It's
where we can
syncs
just
it up.
all it
That'd be
syncs
fun.
up, and then you've got a chat along the side.
Should
Yeah.
do that for the Mandalorian.
Yeah, maybe. Dave, did you get me email?
Did you get email? I don't know.
Did you get
I?
me email? That's how
Did
I
you
write.
get me?
Did you get
What?
me email?
I don't know. Is it recent? Did you just send it? I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't
get
know.
me email? Where if you could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would it be?
Wait, is this? Wait, who is this? Because it's just your. Is this Craig? Is this Craig? Because we read an email at the beginning. Is that the one you're talking about?
Did you get me email?
It's not Craig.
It's Galonzo game.
It's not Fatty. It's Piggy. No, isn't that Lord of the Ring? Lord of the. No, I don't know.
I think
yeah,
the-
Mandalorian's still happening in October. Yeah,
And the Crown Series 4.
I don't know.
We just
Treehouse of-
here's another show that's freaking awesome. Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
good.
Yes. If you have not watched Schitt's
Just
Creek,
fold in the cheese. Just
fold it in.
Just
What does
fold
that
it in.
mean? You fold it in.
I don't know how to
I don't have time
fold
for this.
broken cheese.
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
teach
yeah,
you
it is
everything.
Craig.
Well, can
It
you
is
teach me
Craig.
this one thing?
Yes, Craig. We read your email right at the top of the show, so you'll have
Yeah,
to you have to do a little rewind.
rewind.
Much appreciated, by the way. Totes.
You ate me, little Craig.
We
Get
read
me
me
email.
email.
You read
Oh,
me email.
Oh my gosh.
By Christ, I did.
Have we jumped the shark yet?
Yeah,
for the fourth
long
time?
ago. Oh my gosh, y'all started talking about running. It's like, all right, I'm out.
You're like
Twiddling
Homer,
my
where the
thumb.
brain just kind of.
Yeah. All right, I'm out of here.
Oh.
Da 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 da. Hey. Da 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 da. Was it? Thanks, CJ.
The shark.
Da da.
So this was from a coffee place that I get coffee from. They
Uh-huh.
couldn't spell thanks right. It says thanks.
Facts. Facts.
Well, I
EJ.
mean, it is a shark. So
Thanks, CJ.
thanks, EJ.
So it's the underbite. Facts, EJ. That's what it is.
Steven.
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 Thanks, EJ.
That's funny.
Okay.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
Money
All right.
and pick up kids and blah blah blah.
Hey, guess what?
Gotta go run.
Hey, guess
yeah,
what?
got to go fast. follow us on the things. Follow me and EJ on Strava, not Matt. Well, no, Matt will be on it later because he's going to try 1 day of running. That's what he said. Those are the things he said that I just made up just now. Yeah, David's on it too.
What could motivate me to run?
Trying it and realizing you might like it.
No, that's not good. That's not good.
Looking better naked.
Okay. No. I already look real good naked, dude.
Prove it.
So.
Okay. All right.
Being healthy, living longer, being able to see your kids get married, being able to see your grandkids longer, being able to not die. I don't know.
My dad was over 300 pounds up until he was like 50. Then he just got weight loss surgery, and now he weighs 190. I'll just do that.
Oh gosh, I'll get the damn liposuction. There's all that stuff to motivate you. All you got to do is try the Couch to 5K app. It's so easy. She says, run, now walk, now run, now walk, now go home.
If we get 500 thumbs ups on this video,
are you kidding me?
Podcast,
you're lucky to get 2.
I know,
Nobody
right?
thumbs ups us. Nobody dings that bell. What are you talking about?
You only got 1 middle finger. No thumbs up today.
If we get 500 views on this episode, how about that?
No, because we always get 500 views on the episode.
I was trying to trick you.
Nope. It did not work.
Clever. Yeah. How's it working out for you, by the way?
Tell you what, if they bring back the Mexican pizza, then I will get on there.
No, because then you'll just eat the Mexican pizza instead.
I got to run to Taco Bell so I can get the Mexican pizza, and then I run back.
Bring it back. It's not even gone till November.
Really? So why did you ordered it the other day and they said they didn't have
it? Because it was like because they were out of the stuff to make it.
That's stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're cutting back on the ingredients and stuff.
Have you seen this Travis Scott burger at McDonald's?
No.
So apparently you can go to McDonald's and they ask you what you want and you say you want a Travis Scott burger, and then they play this like sound effect or something. It's like brown or something. And so I don't know. It's really funny. I've seen a lot of TikToks about it. Like people pull up and they say, "What can I get you?" And they go, "You know why we're here." And it's like, "All right, do you want anything else?"
Is that a real thing?
But what's the actual burger?
I think it's a real thing. I think it's
what's
a real
in the
thing.
Travis Scott burger?
I mean, I don't know.
More horse meat.
Something Astroworld. I don't know. That's weird.
Something.
Travis Scott McDonald's. Yeah, it's Travis Scott burger.
Execute order, Travis Scott.
Something complete.
Don't allow.
How are we still here?
It's 630 calories. It's a quarter pound.
Could burn that off with an hour
onions,
run.
Pickles, and two slices of melty cheese, ketchup and mustard.
Is it just like how he prefers it?
Seems like a standard quarter pounder with cheese. Nah, it's also got shredded lettuce and crispy bacon, because that's how Cactus Jack likes it, straight up.
A Travis Scott Royale with cheese.
Listen, we recommend getting the whole Travis Scott meal because honestly, it slaps. That is what it says on McDonald's website.
Wow. It's an actual thing.
Give me that WAP burger.
A WAP? Oh, gosh. A WAP burger.
Jump the shark number 5.
Thanks, EJ. Thanks, EJ.
Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. This has been like 30 minutes of just BS.
I
Sorry,
know.
everyone.
And everybody's still watching for some reason.
Yeah, make sure to give me a thumbs up. In the comments, give me a thumbs up for Mexican pizza.
Ding that bell for Matt to run. All right.
Your thumb is not the middle finger.
Your thumb.
All right, we're going to get out of here. You can rate us on iTunes,
Yay.
leave a review. You can also subscribe on your podcatcher of choice to help get our ratings up. And we got a newsletter out there every once in a while. You know, you can get info on, like, EJ's going to be on the show, things like that. Joey Camacho.
And if you leave something negative about how I'm talking over people all the time, we'll probably just delete you.
Here's what I got to say about that. Here's what I got.
Dave,
we need to do a Halloween episode, a Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, where we all dress
in
up.
addition to the Christmas episode, because
For
Halloween's
sure.
canceled basically. You know,
It's canceled.
I know.
Yeah.
However you
we should do an
approach me in your
election
email is
day
how I'm gonna
one,
approach you
because
back.
that'll be really fun.
No.
Yeah. Let's do. Well, yeah, we should totally do like a thriller night episode.
Mhm.
That'll be fun.
Jake, tell me
Mograph
your
After
opinion.
Dark.
What?
Tell us your opinion. What were you gonna say?
Quit
about
talking over me, Matt. God.
that? I know. Sorry.
No, I was just saying. I was saying that however you approach me in your email, I know you can. I know I say you can send in grievances. However you approach me in your email is how I'm going to approach you back. So if you're super nice to me, I'm going to be super nice to you back.
Yeah.
You can imagine what the opposite of that is. Also, you can say you've been there, done that, got the T-shirt with the Mograph logo tee, the Paul Babb, Feel the Bab 2020 shirt. All the profits from that go
You're
to
gonna have to
Doctors
update
Without
that,
Borders.
We are.
You
yeah.
know-
we're trying to figure out who's gonna run if he doesn't win. You know.
Yeah, well, yeah, he
We
might win.
and the slogan could be "Keep cinema great."
Keep cinema great. That's perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Bab
then
Delta Mush 2024.
Delta Mush.
That's funny.
And Render Things t-shirt, hoodie, long sleeve tee. You know what? It's time for pumpkin spice everything season. So get your
Gross.
pumpkin spice Render Things long sleeve. And wear that when you're cold. Unless you got a 30-90, it'd probably be pretty
don't
warm
have
in
a
there.
30.
But
I
You
need
don't
a
have one
Render
now?
Things hoodie.
you need to
Need to
Render
order one.
Things. hoodie.
Yeah.
And that Render is Fire shirt, which you are only allowed to wear ironically, unless you're shams.
Unless you're shams.
And we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, mograph.com. Ding that bell, subscribe, get updates, talk to us, send us stuff, and we love you all. And that's it.
Kiss, kiss.
EJ,
Kiss, kiss.
people want to find you online. Where can they find you?
I design on all of the things.
All the things I design, easy enough. All right.
E
is that
Y
it?
E D E S Y N, not D E S I G N.
Yeah,
Because I can't spell
D-E-S-Y-N.
correctly.
yeah.
I
Anything
never
else?
learned to read.
Matt,
What?
anything else for you?
No,
Are
I
we
was looking
done?
for a Render Things hoodie. I couldn't find it. I think I
Oh.
need to go to.
Go to the
Our
website.
website.
Go to our website.
will.
Hopefully everything's up and
You
running.
can find Matt at MexicanPizzasAreGreat.com.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that is a website.
Twitter.
I'm
Buy
gonna
it.
already start the bringbackthemexicanpizza.com.
I'm
You
sure there
guys-
probably is one.
You guys saw that video about the saucy nugs, the chicken wings, boneless chicken wings thing?
Is it
You talking
chicken
about
wing, hot dog, and bologna?
No. The guy who
Chicken
goes
guy.
out in his local,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Oh
Local
man.
government meeting, and he's like,
It's a
like,
city
let's
council
not-
meeting.
yeah, I don't
Oh yeah, yeah.
like.
yeah.
You don't say they're boneless tacos,
Right.
Yeah.
boneless
would
tire
hope.
repair.
Bonus
Funny.
tire repair. It's really good. And when people start laughing, he's like, "Excuse me, could we
Excuse me,
please?
yeah.
I'm trying to."
Like, we
Okay.
need to teach our kids that meat grows on bones.
Meat gross. That's fine.
Okay,
All
we're
right.
really gonna get out of here. I can't believe you all
Yay.
are still watching.
I know.
All right. Until next time, I'm Dave.
And I'm Matt.
Ooh, I'm EJ.
Have a good one.
Later, yo.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh. Oh, they're gonna know what to say.
All right. Pick up my kids. Pick up my groceries. Take the lawn guy.